Boon's Bounty. Picking up from where we left off last week, the group finally settled on a course of action after being informed by the Pale Gaze that the Thieves Guild was investigating this place called the In-Between, and possibly could use the group's help on doing so. He informed them of an item that the Thieves Guild was currently searching for in order to more safely explore the In-Between, and as luck would have it, it was located in the elemental plane of water. They didn't know the exact location, but thankfully Boon's Bounty has among them a Triton by the name of Minnow, who calls the plane of water her home. While she had been sent away on some mission, she was reticent to return home, but did so regardless as the group took on a job from the Adventurers Guild to escort a small gnomish man by the name of Sir Neville's, an excitable, eccentric individual who was going to the plane of water to visit the Temple of the Depth Watcher. Heading to the elemental plane, the group swiftly found themselves facing a massive, sprawling ocean that went as far as the eye could see. Nearby there was a dock where they could rent mounts to take them under the ocean, where the Triton live, or book passage on a bubble carriage that would allow them to pass safely down as well. Maria, Navori, and Minnow opted to take mounts, where Maria and Navori rode atop Smiley Boys, or water pancakes, or manta rays. I guess technically more stingrays, because they don't have the weird open faces, they got little smiley faces. And Minnow rode astride a macaroni noodle, as Sybil decided to call them, or a seahorse. Kess, Sybil, Boon and Clive, and Sir Neville's took the bubble carriage down. Descending into the sea, they found themselves first facing nothing but the horrible depths of the ocean. Soon enough, they were greeted by coral reef shelves and cliff sides, heading down into trenches, deeper and deeper, until the sun started to fade away and they were overtaken by a blue luminescent light that shines from a city beneath them. This was Minnow's home, the Triton city of Dewhurst. Eventually they arrived in the city of Dewhurst, disembarking from their various means of transportation, finding themselves within a bubble of air, where the Triton city was encompassed by this protective shield. Wow, what are you doing there, Pengubot?
Getting loud.
Yeah. That's got really loud. Wow. They found themselves within this air bubble that the city was within to protect it from the pressure of the ocean. Heading into the city, they escorted Sir Neville to the Adventurers Guild of Dewhurst, where they met Dannon, the proprietor of the Waterplane Guild, a Triton that was colored much like a clownfish, and was very extravagant and pleased to see the group, paying them for their job well done. Minnow then decided that it was time to head home to greet the family that she had been sent away from by her brother Nelda's. The group followed her and soon discovered that Minnow came from a family, well, not royalty, resided within the royal palace of Dewhurst. Her family was the military generals of the city itself, or of the family itself, and thus the entirety of the Triton nation. She led them through the palace into the hallways where her family lived, kept as retainers, or vassals, within this massive palace. Passing by various children of Triton persuasion, some holding fascinating slug-like creatures as pets, the group proceeded in and Okay. And then found themselves standing outside of the war room, where Minnow seemed to freeze up as two voices were overheard, somewhat loud and masculine. One of Minnow's father and another that she recognized. Going in, they witnessed the towering form of Minnow's father, an imposing Triton, tall, with a fin not unlike Minnow's, heading over to the side with similar coloration but a bit more gray. Very noble looking man. A daddy, if you will, yes. And they witnessed another man leaving the room in a huff through a corridor that sat on the other side of the room. He was equally tall, with a kind of gray-green coloration about him, muttering something as he stormed out of the room. Minnow's father looked over at the group, and his eyes fell upon Minnow, and a small smile twisted his lips upwards. And we're beginning there, where Minnow, you see your friend Daphnis storming out of the room on the other end of the hall. Unsure what really he and your father were speaking of. But your attention is quickly pulled over to your father as he continues to look at you before saying, Minnow, I didn't think you would be home joining us sometime soon. Welcome home.
Thank you, Father. It's good to be home. Here on business with the Adventurers Guild of Sigil.
Unfortunate. I thought perhaps you would be paying your family a bit of a friendly visit.
Well, I wasn't sure when exactly I would be permitted home. In that way, Father?
Yes, well, you come at an opportune time. It's a good time for you to be here, a little bit more quiet then. Well, why are you here then? Perhaps I can help. And he looks back at the rest of you guys, his eyes shifting over before looking back at Minnow.
Well, news reached the guild of the war front and the growing number of cultists.
He stiffens a little at that, and the strange, soft demeanor that he had begun to slip into as he was speaking to you is replaced by something that you recognize. And he lets out a sigh. Yes, that's gotten worse, though we've managed to beat some of them back. Do you and your companions then come to aid your family in this time of need?
In ways, I think. She looks back to everyone else for affirmation.
Maria nods, and she says, we are also here on matters of other importance, but I think dealing with the cultists will certainly be a large part of what we do, yes.
Wonderful to hear. We could always use a bit of mercenary assistance. What with some of our people being out for now. Minolowin, I believe this would be the first time you would fight under me. Is that not true?
Well, that it would be if I... Man, she is struggling. If, priorities with the guild wasn't my first assignment, Father.
He gives you a long, steely look.
She
Before-
might be shrinking.
But he nods, seemingly satisfied with your answer. Well, I suppose I will put out the call if it's needed. Your sister is doing well.
So I've heard.
She may be happy to see you if she is awake.
And I would be happy to see her.
Well, you know where to find her then.
Yes, how long has it been since I've been gone?
He had started to turn away from you to look back at a map that's on the far wall, but he turns around and gives you a strange look. It's been about a year. Why?
Just curious. It was alarming to hear. Just how this escalated.
So it goes in war. It's not precisely a slow-moving thing when combat comes into play. I would think you would know that.
Of course, Father.
He nods at you and then looks back to the rest of you guys and nods and then turns away to look at his map.
I assume she knows that as a get out. Maybe.
Yeah, yeah, Minnow, you know that that's a dismissal.
Okay.
So Sybil's gonna turn with them to leave, her beautiful bee-wing cape blowing behind her. But before she does, she's just gonna turn and just give him a bit of a dirty look. You know, one of those dirty look up and downs that he can't see because he's turned around.
Yeah, he doesn't notice.
Yeah,
Yeah.
just being petty.
Yeah.
Well, Minnow will be the last one out and shut the door.
Okay. Yeah, so you find yourself in the hallway. There are people kind of milling around, some carrying stacks of blankets, others holding various bedding, and one almost bumps into you, Cass. Before, oh, I'm sorry, and quickly skitters away, almost fearful-like.
Navori kind of snorts to herself.
Yes, you gotta be less scary.
No, it's not even that.
Wait, what is it then?
Navori has this look like she wants to say something, but she's not gonna.
Right.
Is this typical for Minnow to say when she's home?
It's not atypical. It's not like a common thing, but it would vary greatly depending on who they bumped into.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that is an in for now. If the cultists would be a lead. And what we seek.
Okay, sorry about that. Welcome back.
Welcome back.
Navori kind of looks over at Minnow and is like, is there anyone we could talk to that would know more about, these cultists and what they have been after and what they may have gotten, etc.?
Hey, that's a good question too, but let's just add a question into that as a subsection. Is there anyone that you just want to see? Because we can ask about the cultists.
Yeah, no, I figure you want to see his sister.
I do, but duty calls first. She's like extremely detached with that statement.
Yeah, Navori's just like, are you sure we're like already fucking here? She whispers because she totally just swore, but you know.
Well, it can wait for now, but I promise while we're here, I will see her. I don't know that I'm ready.
No.
What? I thought that was Nina.
That was the perfect reaction.
Go see your sister. We can wait.
Yeah, I mean, if you're worried about leaving us like unattended, we can just wait outside the door or something. We won't cause no trouble.
Why would I think you'd cause trouble? She totally thinks I'd cause trouble.
Navori just smirks and raises her eyebrows like, are you serious right now?
Of
Like,
course, I can't promise that they won't eavesdrop.
If Cass covers our ears, we can't eavesdrop.
Cass only has 2 hands.
I was just gonna say that.
It's fine. As long as my sister's allowing company, I'm sure she'd be happy to see them all. It's just,
Stop making excuses for the things
No.
you want.
I think, hey, let's just. And Sybil like looks around, and she just puts her hand on Minnow's shoulder, like she isn't sure if they need to leave room for like whatever gods are in the pantheon, and she's like, "Listen, all right. It's probably really nerve-wracking, but I think we're gonna get real busy real soon. And I think it might be a case of, regretting it."
right. Right. Okay. I will go see Nathan. You can come with if you wish.
Alright, I mean, I want to make it clear you don't have to do it now, but when duty calls, it's probably gonna whisk you away for quite a bit.
No, I do. I do want to see my sister. Last I saw her, I won't lie. It sounds too good a miracle that she's improved. So, I'll take advantage of that now. If you don't want to wait, that man that was storming out. Speaking with my father. A good man. I think we can trust him with, answers we need to find if you don't want to wait for me right now. His name is Daphnis.
His name's what?
Daphnis?
Daphnis. Alright, well, I've got all the time in the world, personally, so I guess that's just up to the others, but listen, it's gonna be alright, you know.
Thank you, Sybil.
Sybil nods.
She's like wringing her wrists. Like, for somebody who has a very rigid posture and just like pinnacle of goodness and soldier, she is just like absolutely fidgeting and trying to parse this together, but she nods and she's gonna retreat from the war room doors, and I won't be long. And she like waits if they're gonna follow, but she's gonna be heading back the way they came, to the hallway of many doors.
Can Navori insight check to see if Minnow looks like she would do better with company, or if she wants to do this by herself?
Go for it.
Okay.
I don't know what to roll against you, but I can just offer her
Yeah.
mentality.
If you don't.
Natural
think there's anything
20!
to roll. Okay. Yeah. There's.
Well, I'm, my history with rolls, I'm not even gonna. But, she doesn't look one way or another. Like, she was very genuine in inviting them, and genuine when she said that her sister would be happy to see them. So, like, she doesn't feel one way or another about it.
I think Sybil's gonna follow then, but
Yeah,
like
Navori's gonna follow them.
I think Sybil's following under the precedent that like Minnow's gonna get some alone time with her sister, and then like they'll be invited. I think is Sybil's assumption. So she's not gonna go in the room.
Gotcha.
Navori's going because she doesn't fucking know how to behave around. Like, she knows how she thinks she should based on, who knows, but she doesn't really want to just stand around waiting somewhere without someone, that could be like, hey, I'm with them.
Yeah.
So, yeah, she goes.
Okay.
Rest of you guys going too?
Yeah, Mari doesn't think she wants to split up the group much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So you guys follow closely behind Minnow, who is slowly retreating back to the door that she paused briefly before earlier. Minnow, it is the door to your sister's room. It isn't completely shut, it's cracked a little bit. And from within you can hear the quiet sound of someone slurping.
Okay. Well, she's.
Sybil's gonna
Okay.
look at Minnow and just say like, listen, I've never met your sister, but I have a lot of experience having a sister, so probably gonna be real happy to see you. I bet the visit's gonna mean the world to her, so just don't worry too much about it, yeah?
Thank you. But she's gonna peek inside before she knocks on the door and see what's inside.
You see your sister sitting up in bed. A mug of something caught between her bony fingers. She's slowly slurping at some steaming liquid. Significantly better than the last time you saw her when, she was barely alive.
Huh. Okay. Well, she knocks on the door as more of an announcement as she opens the door to let herself in.
Okay. At the knock, you see your sister look up and... Liana, I told you that I don't... Little Minnow!
Listen in.
And as Minnow opens the door, the rest of you guys catch sight of the woman that is Minnow's sister. She is a pale white triton, but has orange-tipped fins. And despite the complete different coloration, it's very easy to tell that she and Minnow are related. Just in the facial features. And the way she looks over at Minnow, her expression is that of serene, motherly grace. It is the sort of thing that you recognize as someone that is very caring and doting without being smothering. But despite the way her smile lights up when she sees Minnow, she is still kind of skeletal. Her skin is pulled very tightly in against her bones, making her gentle eyes look sunken in and a little alarming. And she sits in a simple bed with a mug of some steaming liquid, caught between two hands that are long and skeletal. She looks at you, Minnow, smiling. And, it's been some time, hasn't it?
Father tells me it's been a year.
Well, I wouldn't know that. I've missed you, my little minnow.
I've missed you too, Lifiden, and she, like, takes a knee at Lifiden's bed and is, like, gently, like, resting a hand on her wrist, not gonna take her hand while she's holding a mug, but she's buzzing, wanting to give a hug, but gonna refrain, 'cause poor, frail sister. But,
Did you leave the door open, by the way?
yes, the door is still open.
Okay. She looks up from Minnow to the rest of you guys. Her smile's still there, and it doesn't fade upon looking at any of you. And did you bring your friends to see me too?
Oh, yes, the adventuring party that I've, banded up with in Sigil across plains. This is Boon's bounty.
You can just call them your friends, dear.
My friends?
I don't even know if that was out of character. That might have just been Sybil.
Hi, dopey little sister here.
Yeah.
Sybil's like, we could give you guys a moment and close the door.
No, come in. I'd love to meet the people that have taken in my little minnow.
Sybil kind of files in.
And as you guys walk in, she looks to you, Minnow, and you needn't qualify everything that you tell me. It's sometimes nice for things to be simple.
Sorry.
Yes, she's gonna stay outside. Just FYI.
What's Kess doing?
She stays outside.
Okay. And you guys see Leafadin kind of twist her head just a little bit to catch sight of Cass, but doesn't call out to you or anything. And she waits for the rest of you guys to file in before saying, "So, Minnow says that you are called Boon's Bounty. It's a unique name, but I like it. Bounty's always a good thing, and a boon is always fantastic, isn't it not?"
Clive gestures to the Discord's being weird for me too.
Oh no.
Yeah. Everyone's
just
speaking
like-
in slow motion.
Oh no.
Oh, that's not good.
1 second. Discord's falling apart. Okay. Okay.
Oh my god, okay. It's normal, I think. What the fuck was that?
Still in slow motion.
Stop!
Oh my god.
Discord got Norded.
I'm sorry, I'll stop doing that.
Nino, you
Okay.
can't hear?
It's fine, I can hear you now. But for like,
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I was like, this is silent.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, I couldn't connect until just like a second.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Central and East Coast servers just shut
We had
shut
the-
themselves a little bit.
We had that problem last night on our Discord.
Yeah.
Well,
I
at
had to
least
move
it's
us
not
to
just
the
me
West
this
Coast.
Thanks, Discord.
Yeah,
So
Anyway.
what was happening?
Clive gestures over to Boon and says, "Yeah, we named it after him. This is Boon. Boon Borfs."
Leafadin looks at Boone, and you see a puzzled expression on her face. Well, he's very cute.
What is that?
What is that fluffy thing?
Yeah,
That's
kind of.
not a slug.
Yeah, he's the leader of the party. Any queries need to go through him.
That is correct.
I didn't know that.
Oh. Now Maria feels bad.
Well, if I have need of the party, I will certainly seek out Boon and make sure my request goes through the proper channels as it should.
Boon huff.
Anyway, are you taking care of my little minnow? I know she can be a bit of a handful sometimes.
She has
Oh,
been
no,
taking
it's
care of us.
Anything.
Yeah,
if
she's been
anything,
taking
she's
care of us.
saved some of our asses a few times. Oh, but excuse me.
God bless him.
You have to put a coin in the swear purse now.
Where is it?
It's in my hand.
He hands a coin over to Mario.
And she puts it in her pocket.
Oh my god! I love it.
Leafadin just watches amused.
Oh, yeah, Minnow's been great. I mean, I spent a whole month in a very terrible plane on watch with her, and she just looks at Minnow and she clicks her tongue and she's like, dealt with me.
Oh, stop.
Nonsense, it's a real talent.
It's true. And she made a whole wall out of wind. She's just got a lot of talents, lots of tricks up her sleeve.
Did you finally master that one?
It took some practicing. I think not having noticed. Being noticed. Or there, so.
He just wants the best for you, and we both know that he can be a bit much when he wants the best.
Oh, but she's seriously downplaying it. There was this whole horde of creatures coming towards us, and in one fell swoop, and she puts her slashes her arm down. She's like, she just blocked every single one of them, and we got away
Stop.
scot-free.
Don't stop. I'm sorry, that's reminding me of.
Yeah, no, that's where my mind went too.
Well, there are many stories I have to tell you, but here first, I just wanted to see you because you're doing better, Leafadin.
I am doing much better. No
Oh,
one
no.
really seems to know why. Uh-oh, is it happening again?
Hello.
Dear.
Hello?
Oh
I
god.
can hear you.
Yeah, I saw you guys flashing, but heard nothing.
Hello.
Oh boy,
Hello?
thanks. I love you, Discord.
Oh,
Can't bitch too much because, we don't pay for it, but goddamn.
I'm gonna
Yeah.
bitch. I'll bitch for you.
Alright.
Mhm. I do pay for it, and I will bitch.
Thank you.
I don't pay for it. I will bitch 100%.
Oh, good.
Leafadin just smiles and says, I am doing better, yes. It's a bit of a mystery, but everyone just seems convinced that it's... Well, sometimes these things just take time.
Wait,
Navori. Sorry.
Oh, go ahead.
Oh, Navori just looks like she's pondering something. She doesn't
Syl
say
also looks a little
anything,
contemplative.
but she looks like she's, drawing connections to things. But yeah, that's it.
Wait, you still don't know?
No, your brother's convinced that it isn't quite as simple as the Kyrogins are making it out to be, but... Well, your brother, he's always looking for an explanation, and sometimes nature is just nature.
Well, he had me convinced. He was poring over tomes day and night.
He still is, if word would have it right.
That doesn't surprise me.
No, I would be quite worried if it did surprise you.
But she gets up I've been taking care of this for you. Neldas left it with me. Before I journeyed to Sigil. She has like a bit of a sour taste in her mouth, admitting that. But, she's going to, take the decorated blade off of her hip that she has had on her hip and never used this entire campaign. And, it still has lots of the, tassels and rope intricately wrapped around the hilt, as if to keep it sealed shut. And within that, it would be the little tag that was left with it, and the trinket within. But she holds it in both of her hands and kneels again to present the blade to her sister.
Leafadin settles the mug down in her lap and then smooths out her blanket a little bit before picking the mug back up, and she looks down at the blade, small smile, and looks over at you, Minnow, and... Well, that wasn't his to give, was it? But I'm glad he gave it to you. And
What?
I want you to keep it.
Alright. I can.
Don't tell your brother I said that.
Sure, as much as I would like to have words with him now, I'll keep it. Nothing to worry over.
Oh, well, he should be back shortly. He's just in the library, being your brother. Oh wait then. She looked like she had something else to say, but she keeps it to herself. She's not gonna worry her sister. It's supposed to be a good time. You're supposed to be happy. Now, my manners have slipped away. Who are your friends here? I don't believe I asked for their names or anything.
Oh, nor did I properly introduce any of you. I'm sorry. This will be Sybil, Nivori, Clive, Grand Marshal Maria, Boon, as you know,
Always.
and she leans back and kind of gestures to the door. Lady Cass would be back there.
A lady and a Grand Marshal. You find yourself amongst illustrious company.
Yes.
Where's my title?
Yeah, I have a title.
I'll have you know I was a sergeant for a while.
Sergeant
Really?
Clive.
Oh.
Another
Well, I
sergeant.
just
Mario
says it
performs
just
a
like
very
matter
precise
of fact.
salute.
Clive salutes back.
Perfect. Abbott and Costello.
Heck yeah.
Well, it's fantastic to meet you all. I am Leafadin, Minnow's older sister.
It's nice to see that you're well.
Yes. It's quite nice to be able to sit up again. There was some time where I couldn't even do that.
But those times are behind us, so...
They are, and it's wonderful. I should be able to get out of bed soon if the way things are progressing is any indication. Let me tell you, I miss being able to walk around. It's... Well, let's just say going to the bathroom on your own is a luxury you quite forget.
Nivori has a look like she absolutely understands this for some reason.
Sybil looks surprisingly scandalized that her sister would make that joke. She's like, she has that look like, we can say those things?
Minnow is taken aback by this, but she just is gonna nod and roll with it because it's her sister. Don't reprimand the bedridden sister.
Oh,
from the back of the room, like you hear Cass, because it's really easy to hear what she says because she has such a voice that carries. And she because she's burning with curiosity, and by that I mean just wants to be the one to address the elephant in the room. And what ails you?
What's that, Cass? Why don't you come in where we can hear you?
I can hear you just fine.
yeah, but
What?
it's not polite to just hold the door like a fucking ghost.
Maybe you should come in. I still can't hear you.
Navori looks at Sybil and is like, "You need to give Mario a coin for the swear jar."
You said
Yeah.
you said a word earlier and you didn't give a coin.
Both of
Yeah,
you.
well, so did you.
Don't think I'm not keeping track, you two.
I love
Cass
it.
walks into the room.
There we go. Much better.
Leafadin raises a hand to kind of wave at you when you walk in, Cass, and... Oh, well... No one quite knows what was ailing me, unfortunately.
Navori looks more like she's got a thing on her mind and she doesn't know if she wants to say it.
Oh.
Would you mind if I asked you when you started getting better?
Oh, no, not at all. I started getting better about a week or two ago. It was rather rapid. I went from, well, how I was and started being how I am now. Yes, it's been about a week or two, maybe.
Navori is looking like she's trying to remember something.
Sybil also kind of has a face, but Sybil is uncomfortable with this line of conversation, so Sybil says, "Hey, are we done with those questions?" Just seems a little rude.
Oh, it's not rude at all. It's almost flattering that Minnow's friends would be so curious about me.
Oh, we've heard only good things about you.
Yeah.
We just hope we can help her, look for something to expedite your getting better.
Well, I'm not one to say no to such a thing. Despite what Brother might say about us taking favors as unseemly.
I'll take it as a favor.
I think it's just being kind, really.
That's what I tell Neldas, but... Well, I'm sure you lot will meet him eventually, and... He's a good boy, he means well.
He does.
He's just a bit much.
He is.
Minnow, you shouldn't agree with me so readily when I'm speaking ill of your brother.
That's probably not an OOC laugh either. Sybil just starts laughing.
Yeah, Navori kind of also snickers.
Well, let me tell you, it was him who sent me to Sigil, and it was for you, but it wasn't, so...
Hey, speaking of Sigil, I have a question. I mean, more for your sister, but, so you've been in bed, but I think I can do a thing if you want to see what Sigil looks like if you haven't been.
I haven't been. Mother's the one that took care of that sort of thing, so I Why, yes, I think I would like to see this sigil. I've honestly only heard the word a handful of times in my entire life.
Sybil just glitters, and she's like bouncing on her toes and rubbing her hands together, and she's like, oh good, because I haven't got to use this yet, and I thought like, oh, you're really nice, and like, what can we do to... Anyway, so Sybil like takes a few steps back, and she just kind of... How big is the room, would you say?
It's fairly large. Hmm, about 50 by 50, let's say.
Okay, alright, that's fine, that's good. Sybil takes a step back, and I don't, like, maybe this will just be a flavor thing, maybe you can tell me that I can't, but she's gonna do to the best of her ability to use Major Image to just kind of make the city erect around them. So buildings, like, begin to rise, and there's, like, market stalls, and the smell of sigil. And the sound, so like not like a full city, like there's no people, but just like what a street would look like as far as she can stretch it.
Give me an Arcana roll.
Okay. 23.
Okay.
Hey.
You guys witness the room around you shift to a fairly convincing street line of sigil. It's a street corner you recognize where your favorite taco stand normally
Yes!
is.
Hey.
I was hoping.
It's right there.
You're
Yeah.
pretty good at this.
Maria goes to stand by it.
Sybil looks proud and she's like, thanks, I haven't used it before, but it's really cool, right?
Yeah, that's neat.
It's
If you whip
wonderful.
us up some illusory tacos, will those actually taste like tacos, or will they not really?
No, I
Exist.
mean, I think I could prestidigitation the taste of tacos into your mouth.
That sounds a bit weird. Let's not.
Yeah.
That's a little weird.
Leafadin went immediately quiet, her eyes wide and one hand pressed to her chest. Just, oh, this is different? And this is where you've been for the past year, Minnow?
Yep. Sure has been. Staying with Aunt Arnheim, by the way.
Oh. And she's well, yes?
Yes, she's doing very well.
Wonderful. It's been quite some time since I've seen her.
She's made that her home, and she's happier for it.
Good. And Leafadin is incredibly distracted, but like in a good way.
Holy
Sybil
crap.
points to the taco stand and is like, that's where everyone stops no matter what we do for some reason. And and she's like, if you fall down there, like, the Adventurers Guild, I mean, I can't move it. I don't think I'm that advanced, but I mean, that if we're not busy and you want to see more things, I could try to show you another time.
Well, I'm not one to turn down a bit of illusory tourism, as it were. And hopefully one day, Minnow, you can show me this magical place.
Oh yes, of course.
Sybil, like, kinda, the buildings all kinda, back down into the ground, and she's like, yeah, and dusts her hands off, and glitter falls down, and she's like, we'll workshop something prettier next time. The smell's a bit much in Sigil.
I was trying to not say anything.
No, I know. It's a lot.
Anyway, Minnow, have you seen Daphnis recently? I'm sure he would love to speak to you again. He would probably get a kick out of all of your friends here, too.
I'm sure he would have words for that. I saw him speaking with Father, actually, so... Yeah.
Well, yeah, I am sure he's around. But
Yes,
for now, I am getting rather tired again.
of course.
Yes, feel free to come by. Any of you. It was fantastic meeting you, and thank you for taking care of my little minnow. She, she's a bit much, but we all love her.
Kinda
You're all a
like
bit much.
Snickers.
She like snort tisks at that.
It's nice to meet
Um,
you too.
So Cass is gonna be the last one out the door.
Oh dear.
And just before she goes, she's gonna use Divine Sense.
Okay. I gotta look up the specific wording of that every time.
Oh
Yeah.
my god, she's a vampire!
Oh god. She's not really my sister. Oh no, Minnow's probably like one of the last ones out anyway, just gonna give her sister a hug. It's hard to let go, it's hard to walk away, but she hovers by the door until Cass is out too.
Okay. Cass, with your divine sense, you don't feel anything, no.
Okay.
But yeah, you guys step out and gently close the door behind you, and you are slowly, well, not surrounded, but there are more servants than you saw before, kind of shuffling around, carrying things to and fro, looking a bit haggard and hassled.
Oh hey, is that like... is something happening?
And she
I
wipes
guess you
away
wouldn't know.
she wipes away a couple tears as she tries to make any sense of the pattern, if it might be some sort of meal time or preparations for something bigger. Can she roll for anything to discern?
Give me a perception.
Why I do this to myself? Make sure. A 19.
Hey.
Wow. Yes.
Yeah, there you go.
Wow.
You see that many of them are carrying trays of food around. It's a safe bet that it's a mealtime of some sort.
Well. Are any of you hungry?
I mean, I wonder what the food is like here, but do you need a moment? Are you okay? Do you want... and like Sybil like goes into her pocket and she's got like a handkerchief, because of course she does.
She like gestures to try to keep it quiet while she thanks for the handkerchief, and I'll be fine. Just good to see her better.
She looked happy to see you.
Mhm.
We'll see. We'll see if we can't have you squeeze in a visit again, right?
Yes, of course. But well, what kind of cuisine can she talk about to deflect that feels train, Max?
It is, as stereotype would go, a lot of seafood. Mysterious
you're gonna make me
vegetables.
hungry.
Yeah, mysterious vegetables, but various fish. Yeah, it's pretty much what you think one would eat when living under the sea.
Yeah. Well, if you are all hungry, we do have catches from outside of the city run in for meals. If you want a taste of a taste of home, we can do that. Or she's floundering.
Oh boy.
Sybil's gonna just. How's Sybil gonna do this? No, Sybil doesn't give a shit about propriety. She grew up poor. Sybil's just gonna hug Minnow.
She like Voldemort hugs back.
Yeah, she's like, it's gonna be alright. Just breathe. Do we need to go into like a side room or something? Cause
Several servants are walking by during this and kind of side-eyeing the exchange.
Oh.
Sybil is gonna
Maria stares
just
at them.
look at them.
Yeah.
Sybil's gonna give them the. She's gonna imitate Titania. Is what she's gonna do with her face.
Navori, on the other hand, gives them a look like, don't worry about it. Like an understanding look, like she knows why they're looking. And it's just like, it's fine, don't worry about it. You don't need to, report this or whatever.
Minnow
Don't knock on us.
Yeah. Minnow be trying to do the same.
So yeah, there's like the fucking conga line of emotions across these poor servants. Depending on who they see first, they leave the scenario feeling very different things.
Yes. These poor people.
Cass is just gonna like loom in the background.
One or two of them trying to back up from it bump into you, Cass, and look up at you and
Cass
yell,
looks down.
get her away.
Sybil's gonna be like, Cass, this is like the second time. Please, like, stand closer to the walls.
Wow.
You can't just stand in the middle of the hole, Cass.
Cass is just slightly off center, and she just stays exactly where she is.
It's city rules, you walk to your right, and you stay towards the walls.
She moves into the middle.
The occasional servant is now having to like squeeze by. They're trying to be very polite, not saying anything.
What are you, like 12?
Navori Navori goes over to Cass and kind of tries to nudge her over.
Leaning on her.
Out of sympathy for the servants, mostly. Like, she doesn't care where Cass stands, but she's making it difficult for these poor people.
Well, I think we'd be remiss not trying the local cuisine. Why don't we get out of everyone's way and go do that?
I'm sorry, I really thought she was gonna say giddy up.
Let's mosey on, partners.
Oh my god!
Max, if I don't get the Russian folk hero poncho, I'm leaving.
You know what? I'll make that promise. You'll get it.
Sybil is like, did you get that from Clive?
Perhaps his good example is wearing off.
I don't say mosey.
Just offended.
Oh.
Oh, come on, let's skedaddle.
Arya just looks at Sybil like, see?
Minnow's learning new words. Okay, well, because she needs something to do, she will lead the charge to wherever food might be happening.
Okay. It's a pretty easy trail to follow, as there's a veritable river of fish people,
Yes.
walking towards certain rooms carrying things. It only takes you about 2 to 3 minutes to follow them to what is clearly a dining room. Not anything magnificent. It is clearly like a more private lunch sort of room. It's not very large, and there's just a table with a few chairs, and they're setting plates out with various fish, filleted, fish steaks set out, some salad. There's 1 or 2 plates of vegetables that are questionable to look at, like long, weirdly colored tubes. mussels and clams. It's very southern eaten. And at the table, there is a man seated. He is
Oh.
very large for a Triton, and he has the kind of off gray-green skin tone. It's the one that you saw storm off from the war room. And he's got just a fork to his mouth. His mouth is full. He looks up and
Immediately endeared.
Yeah.
Chill for Staffness. She is already making her way to the table.
Ah, yes, our good friend.
Minnow!
Staffness.
He doesn't pound the table so much as he pushes himself off of it
Oh
so
my God.
quickly that it jerks. I haven't seen you in forever.
My immediate mental image is like Fish Chris Hemsworth.
Yeah. Yeah.
Fish
Oh my God.
Oh my
Absolutely.
god, love
Another.
Yeah.
Well, she's going in for a hug, because.
He immediately hugs and lifts you a little bit.
Oh,
Oh, I haven't seen you in what has it been, over a year? Goodness, look at you.
look at you.
Oh, yeah,
you.
look at me.
that.
All right, now that we're done looking at me, who are the other people you came?
Sybil is just glittering. She is so delighted by that interaction.
Yeah, Navari's grinning with her sharp teeth. I like this guy.
Max, I
Huh.
need to know if there was a door to the outside on their way here.
No.
Shit. Alright. At this point, Kess is emanating uncomfortableness. The kind of
no.
uncomfortableness that comes with claustrophobia.
Oh.
Sybil's gonna just.
I thought you meant outdoors. No, there's
Like
the door
outdoors.
to there is the door that you came in that's relatively nearby that would take you back to the large palace hallway.
There's
No,
no,
no.
doors, no windows. It's a Boston
No way
cow.
out.
Yeah, no, she needs, a door to, the outdoors.
Yeah, no. Actually, you know what? Make a perception check real quick.
Sure.
You walk in and the door vanishes. We're in a room. It's dinner time.
Family dinner time.
You
Sit
look around,
down.
and for a moment, you could have sworn that you saw a door that led to a garden on your way in here, but you cannot remember which door it is. But you know there's a door to a garden somewhere.
Well, she's gonna go find it.
Okay.
Cass can't handle this good
Yeah,
emotion.
you guys see Cass just leave.
You see Sybil going to try to lock her arm with Kess's and just kind of misses and does an upward it almost looks like a failed dab.
Oh my god.
Oh my God.
Wow.
My hatred for dabs.
I was gonna say that Cass yeeted out of the room.
Well, that one large friend of yours seemed rather uncomfortable in here. Is she okay?
She's
she's
just
grumpy.
uncomfortable all the time.
Ah,
Yeah.
I know the type. I sympathize with that greatly. I just hide it behind being loud.
Yeah! I'll feel that!
Navari's snickering again.
Anyway, yeah, hi, I'm Daphnis. I'm Minnow's best friend.
God, it's really good to meet you because I was afraid that Minnow's friends were all mean or something.
No, that's just most of them.
Oh.
Oh.
Well, it's good that she has one that isn't.
I beat them up. It's fine.
Please speak so plainly. In sarcasm.
Yes,
I mean-
Madam Minalwin.
To be honest, it's really refreshing. She sort of stage whispers to Daphnis.
So
Yeah.
does this mean we don't have to use the swear jar around him?
And she
She
like
lets
Mario.
Daphnis answer that one.
Yeah, like Mario's looking at Minnow.
He looks at you, Minnow. Do you?
May they speak freely around you?
Yes, but do you want to fleece them for some money?
No.
Oh, well, then, yeah, by all means.
Well, I mean, I hate to disappoint you, but I'm broke.
Mm.
Sybil
So-
takes a deep breath.
I've already been
Oh,
pretty
boy.
well fleeced.
Piss.
Yes!
Wow.
Navori just cracks up like an idiot.
Good.
Sorry, just been holding that in.
Maria has this expression on her
You've
face.
been-
Like an awful
been-
pun, please no.
Hmm.
Wow.
Yeah, I don't like that one. Alright. Anyway, yeah, this is a really bad place to be talking amongst friends. There's a lot of food, and... Wait, are you guys hungry? Because I don't want to shoo us out before...
Yeah, what's
Food?
the tube thing?
It's cucumber.
Wait, that doesn't. Navori's
Sybil's
squinting
face
at
just
it.
kind of like like she just zones out. Like her mind can't comprehend that.
Yeah,
It's weird, right? Because, you know, Sigil is a toroid. This is a toroid.
Yeah, it's a cucumber. It's good. See, watch. She picks it up and just eats it, and it it crunches, and yeah, it doesn't look like a cucumber.
Yeah.
Sybil's gonna pick one up. Before she says, "Can I pick this up?"
Yes.
Can I
Clive
eat it?
also picks one up.
Minnow
doesn't
looks
ask
like
if
she
you
was
can
gonna
eat it,
say
though.
no,
Clive just
but
eats it.
Okay.
Navori's watching both of them to see if they like vomit or something.
It is a sea cucumber. So take that as you will.
oh,
Sybil's gonna eat it, and she's gonna be like, "It's not salty. It's like, you know, like normal not normal, but like cucumbers we're aware from just taste like water, and
So,
this
like,
tastes like different
crunch.
water.
And squishy at the same time.
Yeah."
Hmm.
Clive eats half of it, then he hands the rest of it off to Boon.
And Boone just swallows it.
oh my god.
Yeah, anyway, yeah, we can take some plates to go. It's
Yeah.
just kinda, it's
Yes.
small in here for, okay, good.
Yeah.
And he goes and grabs some plates and hands them to you guys, and, alright, let's do this and get out of here, because it's really tight in here, and it is. It's
Yeah,
too
let's
small of a
go.
room to fit everybody.
Podcast probably. Where'd she go?
I mean, that is the perpetual question.
It's a mystery.
No, she's gonna
Um,
get lost.
Well, as long as she doesn't get kidnapped again.
Again! Oh, well.
Yeah.
Alright. She looks a bit
worry.
too large to be successfully kidnapped, but
It happens.
They
You'd be
managed it.
surprised.
They managed
mean-
it somehow.
Successful's a questionable condition.
are you sure it wasn't just part of her grand plan? When you're that large, you have plans all the time.
No, she don't
Do you
strike
have
me as the type to
plans?
willingly let herself be kidnapped.
That's what you think. And yes, I always have plans. I'm a cunning strategist.
Navori's
Sybil looks at
grabbing.
Minnow.
Oh.
Minnow's absolutely not convinced, but is gonna let him believe what he wants.
Navori's grabbing a bunch of weird things from the food table.
Clive's setting up his own plate, but in addition to like the stuff he's pulling off the table, he's pulling like sausages and like dried meats and cheeses out of his cloak and putting them on the plate with them.
Daphnis is watching that with a, huh.
What?
Can I try one of those brown tubes?
Oh yeah, of course.
It's not a
Excellent.
vegetable, though.
I mean, what you ate isn't a vegetable either.
What?
Or yeah, that wasn't a vegetable at all.
No.
I thought it didn't. I thought it tasted kind of weird for vegetable. It didn't have a vegetableness to it.
Why is it a cute? Never mind.
He just looks at you confused. All right, well,
Clive hands
yeah.
him a sausage.
He takes a sausage and just kind of sniffs at it and like puts it in his mouth like a cigar and starts marching out the door.
I love him.
Clive
I'm
nods.
sorry.
He does that too sometimes.
Meanwhile, Kess, you are
Yeah.
just standing down the hallway a little bit, opening doors. Just nope.
Probably interrupted a lot of people. It was really awkward.
Yeah, but you, by the third or fourth one, you do find the door to the garden. And, you step through, and stepping out into the garden is nice. It's peaceful. It is outdoors. It's not, like, completely outdoors. It is still within the palace grounds, but there's enough room around you to start losing that sense of claustrophobia. You can see not necessarily the sky, but you can see the place where the bubble ends and the ocean begins, where the sunlight that makes its way through shifts and makes the crystal blue water all the more pretty to look at. You see some fish roaming around atop the bubble. There are a few trees around you, seemingly out of place, but this is a well-tended garden with grass and trees and a few flowers. There's a bench that you're able to easily find.
She's come to the realization that she really doesn't like it. She sits down.
And shortly after you sit down, you hear the loud voice of a man coming with, "Yeah, so we're actually going to be heading out to the garden because it's much quieter out here and a lot better compared to where all the servants are. It's great." And you see Daphnis turn the corner.
Sybil's
He's
heels are
wearing-
clicking loudly. It's
He's wearing-
noisy.
He's wearing armor that's reminiscent of Minnow's, by the way. Clearly protective, but also decorative and loose. And he stops when he sees you, Kess, because nothing around here is quite large enough to hide you. And there's your friend. Look at that! I'm a genius.
Ugh.
The perfect scout, Daphnis.
Fun fact: I'm not scouting anymore. I'm not allowed.
Oh,
What did you do?
why?
Let's just say that I don't have the temperament for scouting.
Navari starts giggling.
She just gives him a scrutinizing look. An affirmative hum.
Not
He just-
sneak enough.
Yeah, I kinda. Everyone hears me coming.
Yeah. Navari says as though she knows the sneaky sort and he's not one of them.
Yeah, anyway. And he just kind of plops down onto the grass very unceremoniously and starts eating. So, you're Minnow's friends, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yes,
that's
this
cool.
is, Navari, Sybil, Lady Cass, Grand Maria, Clive, and that is Boon.
Hi, Boon.
Moonbor.
So, yeah, what are you doing home? It's good to see you home, but wasn't really expected.
Really? I mean, that was my assignment, but, we're here, on behalf of the Gals and Sigil to learn a little more about the attacks happening around town and
Ugh. Sorry, yeah, no, I've been dealing with that too. Yeah, I mean, I can tell you what I know because I've been fighting them.
we would like to hear it, 'cause I certainly wasn't getting anything out of Father.
Are any of them worms?
No? Should
Good.
they? Oh, okay. And yeah, your dad's been a bit, yeah. He and I have been having some disputes about these things. And anyway, yeah. I've been out and about leading some of the skirmishes. We're pushing them back. Turns out that they have a lot of fishmen among them.
Really?
Yeah, we've pushed them back to a citadel, often kind of an unguarded area of ours. They were down in the villages near Tidecrest for a little bit there. I'm actually going to be heading down there soon to just make sure that everything's good. Tidecrest has been a bit lately, so you want to show them that, the Duhearth army can still take care of things.
Would you allow guests to accompany you?
Yeah, of course. I mean, you're friends of Minnow's, so I can always make an exception for her friends. Why, you guys want to come?
This might be a good direction for us to head, yes.
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
God damn it. Be right back. I gotta take the dog out again.
Minnow, it's been... Yeah. Minnow, it's been forever since we've actually fought side by side. This'll be interesting.
I know. Well, it'd be good to see just how much you've, honed your skills.
Oh, you know me. Always training to fight.
Hey, I actually got a question.
I probably don't have an answer, but I can make one up.
Don't make it up.
What?
But okay, so we heard that the cultists were after something and they might have found it. About how long ago, if you know, do you think they found this thing?
It's all kind of happened relatively recently, so I don't know, probably within the last month.
Was it you think it might have been a week or two?
No, it wasn't that soon, or that
Okay.
recent, but yeah, it was probably a month and a half maybe. We don't really know for a fact that's what they were doing, but they were going for things and then suddenly stopped. And just let us kind of push them back. They weren't putting up much of a fight while we were pushing them forward.
You think they might have set something somewhere instead?
Can't say. Haven't really thought of that, actually.
Devori looks like she's pondering again. Alright, well. Maybe have someone look around the last place you knew of them being, see if you can find anything weird.
Yeah, actually, I'll do that. Or I'll make the suggestion, because Rymus won't let me give commands all that often anymore. But,
we could do that.
I mean, it sort of depends on where it is. You might not be allowed.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
So yeah, we're probably leaving tomorrow if you guys do want to come. Though I'll admit most of you don't look like the sorts that can really do much underwater.
Devori has
Sybil
this
just
look
kinda-
like, yeah.
Yeah, Sybil looks to the side.
I mean, I can stab things, I guess,
mean, I
underwater.
I got a pretty alright breaststroke, but I don't know if it's gonna help much here.
I'll bring along one of the tide catchers.
What are those?
Well, it's kind of... It opens up like one of these bubbles around us. It's not very large, and it's mostly for personal use, but, I can get like one or two and make a little bubble big enough for us all to travel in.
That would be really nice.
That would be nice. Sybil is beginning to sweat nervously.
Yeah, I don't
Oh.
think a lot of my spells such are gonna work underwater if I can't, like, say things.
Yeah, I mean, we can only really fight so well without the ground under our feet most of the time. It's, fun fact, hard to swing a big sword when you're completely submerged in water. Even for us.
That's somewhat comforting.
Yeah, yeah, it's a little slower than riding out, but yeah, it'll be drier for sure.
I have a question.
Uh-huh.
Is Kess sitting?
She sure is.
Okay, because Sybil is sitting next to her, and Sybil is probably, like, trying to catch something weird on her fork, but it's not working, but also she keeps trying to get Kess to... As this whole conversation is going on, I just want to say.
It's not happening.
She's trying real hard.
Kess is just like conveniently shifting ever so often.
She's not like trying to feed her, but she's like, oh, hey, you know, like, oh, look, it's a cucumber. Hey, it's a scallop. Hey, don't you like like, you know, it's just like beneath the rest of this conversation, Sybil is just trying to get Kess to eat her food.
Every so often, it's just like, no, thank you.
It's very polite.
Please enjoy it.
Yeah, though. Yeah, I'll bring a tide catcher. It'll be great. Especially because you're, I didn't catch your name, or, though, are you Lady Kess by process of elimination?
She just like slowly turns to look at it.
He just looks.
Yes.
Alright, well, yeah, I'm Daphnis. Hi.
I heard you the first 3 times.
Great. Yeah, that's why I say it so loud and clear so everyone knows who I am. Yeah, I get that a lot. Yeah, I mean, you will probably need a tide catcher. You look a bit, no offense, kind of heavy in all that armor, and I don't think you'll be too comfortable in our sort of armor, though. Would she be comfortable in our sort of armor?
She's just like shaking her head and like, just don't go there.
Just like making the cut, the cat motion, like no.
Stop.
Do we all get new clothes again?
I mean, if you wish.
Yeah, we can get you guys suited up for, that stuff. It's up to you.
Sybil is really considering that.
That's really pretty.
Was that in character, out of character?
No, out of character.
Okay.
Sybil's just sitting there like, You see her go into her own mind as she just kind of gnaws on another sea cucumber.
I mean, I do suggest it for 3 of you at least. He points to you, Clive, you, Maria, and you, Cass. Just, you might get a little warm or damp in weird places. Yeah, it's really uncomfortable, trust me.
Wet socks.
Yeah, actually, kind of like that. Socks are the things that feet warm, right?
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
I mean, they warm feet too. I mean, I guess feet do. Oh my god.
Listen, I wanted to make sure we're talking about the same thing. We are. Great. Yeah, it's sort of like that. But if you want to be how you are, that's fine too. Just open offer.
If it seems like it's beneficial, then yes, I'll take you up on the offer.
I love aesthetics.
Yeah, I'll take your advice.
I don't do good with metal.
Oh, I mean, we...
Wait. Are we getting Clive in like
Merman gear? Yes.
Yeah.
Aquaman.
I mean, ultimately, yeah, it's up to you guys how this stuff looks. There's an aesthetic
Yeah.
to it, of course.
I'm just imagining just like a scuba suit.
Yeah, it's gonna be like an elaborate scuba suit. Yeah, that's a bit more loose fitting. Yeah, though, sort of like that, with some like golden markings all over it.
It's gonna be fucking Aquaman.
Kinda, yeah. Shadow can share the aesthetic better than I can describe
Oh
since
god.
she
Yeah.
designed it.
Yeah, just lots of like wave shapes, curls, like thin, wiry, but it's very intricate at the same time, so it has a weight to it, but very dainty, pretty, but practical. I'm not very good at describing clothes either, Max.
Yeah.
I'm too shy. I can copy paste my notes, but
You have notes.
I am such a damn nerd for these people.
I love this.
It is made out of material that makes it equal to your normal armor, despite the fact that it might not be as thick or covering. But yeah, that can be a little bit later.
Hey.
Sybil's gonna look at Cass
Yeah.
because Cass did not agree or disagree, and Sybil's just waiting to see if she's gonna see Cass in it. Like, she's like, are we gonna see Cass in a new outfit? Like, you can tell. She's radiating that.
Nabori doesn't even. She's like, Cass isn't gonna do it. She doesn't think that Cass is gonna reveal anything different.
Do we have any sort that might be able to provide enchantments for them?
I mean, what kind?
The
Oh,
kind that
uh-huh.
makes me not afraid of large bodies of water.
Yeah, that's not happening.
Damn it.
Sorts of breathe underwater, if necessary.
We don't have enchantments, but I can get you guys some necklaces for it.
That would be good.
Yeah, I love Daphnis's design. He's so good.
Thank you. It's based off a leopard shirt.
Hello.
Yeah. I can get you guys like necklaces. We've got those for some of the newer trainees. Believe it or not, most of our kind aren't really used to doing the underwater breathing thing. It's a bit of a learned skill.
Huh. Do you know how to do it? Do you know how to
naturally. The moment I
Yes.
stepped foot in the water, I knew exactly what I was doing.
Nabori giggles.
do it? Insight check.
Tess is gonna insight.
Yeah.
You can't tell if this deadpan look is out of envy or you're full of shit.
Both of you know he's full of shit. Minnow, you were there. You remember he just started crying. Yeah, Kess, you know he started crying.
Oh my god!
Just judging by the way he bragged about it just now, you've seen that before, and it's people that break down the first time they try to do something.
You've seen it in Sybil.
Nabori's still just giggling.
Sybil just nods. Like, she's not gonna say anything because she's just like, ah, same. Like, what a mood.
Minnow will spare him his dignity.
Yeah, that's really impressive. I mean, I don't even know how to... I can swim okay. I swim like, alright. So Sybil, who I think did say earlier she didn't know how to swim.
I mean, thankfully, we'll be in the tide catcher, and you'll just get to walk.
What if...
You're on your own, what if?
Sybil just kind of looks off into the middle distance nervously.
This is why we prepare as best we can beforehand. It's hi cats.
Yeah.
There's a slug nearby.
Yeah.
Oh.
No, that'd be a snail.
Scary.
Yeah, in the distance, a snail comes oozing by.
Devari, like, sort of nudges Sybil and points at it quietly.
She's like, oh, it has a little house.
Anyway, yeah, so Lady Kess, are you going to like a bit of an adornment, or are you good how you are?
Do your people have helmets?
Yes, we have helmets.
Yes.
I'm assuming, would you like one that is as ominous and terrifying as yours currently is?
If you can manage it.
You ever seen a shark?
Yes.
You ever seen a shark with 2 heads?
Well,
That's doing Minnow a concern as you hear the story.
Yes, like you can feel her eyebrows furrowing. Like, what?
Yeah, so picture a shark with 2 heads, and you'll be looking out from just underneath the chins.
That sounds stupid.
It is.
yeah, it sounds real bad.
Yeah, it's kind of the sort of thing you'd see in a play. Anyway, yeah, we can get you something. Yeah.
Maybe just like one shark with 50 eye holes.
I mean, I was gonna go with teeth myself, the actual
Both.
dangerous part, but
Both.
I love
The
him.
more-
he looks at you, Cass. Both.
Cass has just muttered under her breath, like, teeth.
He nods. He just nods and. All right, yeah, yeah, both. Why not, Navori? Yeah, and then he winks at you, Cass.
Both sounds like a good idea.
Oh, well,
It's my
okay.
motif. And
Yeah,
she gestures.
Yeah, Devari also gestures to Kess's like multiple eyes on her helmet.
I respect it. Okay. Yeah, so yeah, we're leaving tomorrow. If you want to meet us bright and early, I'll be at the edge with well, it was just gonna be me, so it'd be good to have some company now that I really think about it.
It doesn't sound like you planned this very well.
I mean, I'm kind of, being kicked out of the city for a bit.
Daphnis, why?
What? What?
Yeah, that.
I mean, no judgment. I've been kicked out of the city.
I pissed off Rymus, and he told me to get out for a little bit, and I don't feel like fighting the old man, and if he tells me to leave, I should get as far away as I can as possible, so I figure why not do something productive with it? Yeah, that's how I feel.
Well, all the better we're with you.
That
Yes.
seems counterproductive.
Which part? All of it? Because, yeah.
Yes. And she
Yeah.
looks at Minnow. She's like, is your family not trying to dispatch this threat?
And they are. I have been gone for years, so I don't know how.
She looks back at the other guy. She's like, looking at him, waiting for an explanation on how the last year has gone because these tactics sound stupid.
He looks
Navari
around.
Oh, Navari sort of stage whispers, "Is it pride?"
Yeah, actually, yeah, that's exactly it.
Yeah, that's sort of what I figured. She says as though she has these kind of arguments before and they're stupid, but she gets it. that it
Rymus,
happens.
Rymus doesn't think there's any merit in going around and making sure the villagers are okay.
Since when?
That's a complicated answer. But yeah, I just want to go make sure everyone's okay, and I figure this is a good time for me to go do that. Yeah, it's kind of unofficial.
Kess is like, she's got all sort, like, there were a couple of red flags and now there's like 10.
Yeah, Nabori just has this sort of look like, yep. Like, she's sort of familiar with this behavior almost. She doesn't say anything else though.
This
I
is
mean-
absolutely foreign for Minnow on the contrary.
Yeah, so
Kess looks at Minnow and she's like, perhaps you should speak with your brother before we set out.
Probably not a bad idea. Also, sorry I'm back.
What's that?
Welcome back. Dog is being difficult.
With pointedly leaving out this trip. You, Daphnis, unless you two have magically gotten on better terms in the past year? Okay, I'll take that as a no.
Yeah.
Alright, we won't mention what we plan to do, but
I mean, we do want as much information on, whatever as possible.
The little shit probably has some information. He's been doing a lot of reading lately on... I don't know, he doesn't tell me anything despite the fact that I'm second in command.
please don't call my brother a little...
A little lord.
That's better. She's like just staring off, like,
Oh, I love
breathe.
Sybil is sitting there awkwardly, like, oh no, everyone's fighting. We were having lunch and now everyone's fighting.
This is like tired banter for her. Like, this is like life. She's not really serious.
Sybil's got the, Hi, I'm Daisy. No fighting!
Yeah. No fighting!
Mom and Dad, stop fighting. Yes, well, we can get as much information as we can and leave out this trip tomorrow.
Excellent. Yeah, we'll be leaving from the stables. By the way, Minnow, your old friend's doing well, by the way.
It takes her a minute. Oh,
Your,
Mornera. That would be the name of her old friend.
yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's good. Shockingly, I guess.
Navori sort of squints and then is like, is that your macaroni noodle?
That would be my very elegant macaroni noodle. Have you been taking care of her? Why?
Oh, I mean, I've been watching over her. I just thought she'd get lonely and wanted to make sure she always had company and all that.
Well, it's appreciated, Daphnis. I really didn't get a chance to say goodbye to a lot of those that I want to care about.
Yeah, you jerk. You were just gone, and Elders was talking about sending you on some journey to find the right path, and... Oh, that boy.
Mm-hmm. I do have choice words about that one.
Oh, good. Just use the ones that I would use, not the ones you want to use, yeah?
No. No.
Navori snickers.
What if you've saved up saying fuck for this long, you know?
Yeah, Minnow, say fuck.
Navori starts laughing.
I am not going to say that foul word. No matter how many times you've asked.
But like, you know, it's like a precision strike at this point.
That's why she needs to save it. It's fine.
It's
When
not
it happens-
happening.
Uh-huh,
No,
okay.
it's really serious.
One day you'll stub your toe.
You could.
Alright, yeah.
Ah,
Yeah, Neldis is in the library. He should be back soon, is my understanding. Think he should be back around, soon. I don't know.
Is no one else allowed to use the library while he's in it? Or?
No, you are. It's just big.
And look, if he's a nerd, he's probably gonna be like, "Don't bother me while I'm being a nerd."
I can send him to find you guys. The boy needs a bit of a walk, if I'm being honest.
Did you call him fat?
No,
That's
I'm calling
rude.
him lazy.
Oh.
I don't think the boy could get fat if he wanted. Yeah, where are you guys staying, by the way?
Adventurers Guild? Navori just doesn't exactly know, but she's like, "That where we're staying?"
gee, they do have housing there, I assume.
I wouldn't know. I've never been an adventurer like you, well-traveled folk.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah,
When
alright.
they
You
are,
definitely
like,
get to see a
horrifying
lot.
worm guys.
What?
What?
I
didn't hear
missed
you.
that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, Navori just said under her breath, "When there aren't horrifying worm guys." To Sybil, being
Oh.
like, "It's pretty cool."
Yeah, I'll send him to the Adventurers Guild. I don't think he's seen the outside of the palace walls for some time. Good for him.
Yeah, well, I did receive word he was injured,
Yeah,
so
yeah, that's a word for it.
What, did
Navori
he
kind
like
of
stub his
squints.
toe? Or...
No, he just hurt his leg.
Oh, well, then he shouldn't be walking all the way to an adventurer's guild.
Well, he's gotta walk it off. It'll be fine. He can walk, he's just looking for excuses to not walk. Trust me. Been around the little lord long enough.
Navori has an expression like, "Okay, that checks out."
Sybil looks doubtful.
well, worst come to, he might send word to us to come see him.
Anyway, yeah, so I'm gonna go and start getting some things ready for you guys. Adventurers Guild, right?
Yes.
Yeah, I'll have your stuff sent that way.
Oh, where should we put these? Navori holds up the plate.
Oh, I'll take them.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Sybil tries to eat as much stuff off her plate as possible before handing it back over.
Yeah,
Clive-
Navori's already basically eaten everything.
Clive has inhaled his.
Yeah,
It
aside.
doesn't exist.
Well, Sybil was busy trying to get Kess to eat, but that didn't work, so...
Alright, yeah, I'll see you guys bright and early tomorrow.
Wait, what? Navori kind of. She looks lost for a second, and then she remembers. She just had this moment of, "Wait, where are we going? Oh yeah, okay, never mind."
We have places to be.
Yeah. Yeah, neat. It was nice meeting you.
Yeah, it's good meeting you guys too. Like I said, it's glad she's got some less stuffy friends other than me.
Namori looks kind of proud of that.
Some more than others.
One would hope. All right, yeah, bye. And he scoops up the plates and then just leaves.
Minna looks like she's gonna follow him. And after a moment, yeah, she's gonna get up. But wait to talk to him before they're, like, out of view. Somewhere quiet.
Okay.
Quiet as could be.
Okay, yeah. He rounds the corner heading back to the door with plates in tow, and you scooch up and you catch him right then, before he heads back out, and he's just out of earshot from the rest of the group.
Feel free to sneak. But,
Yeah. I mean, Navori would kind of probably, if Minnow got up to leave, Navori would sort of get up to go because they don't know where the fuck they're going. Like,
I guess she would have been like, just...
But if she saw that, like, she was trying to catch up with him to talk to him more privately, she would just, like, sort of snoop kind of around the door, like, I want to hear this.
Hey.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, what's up?
Where are you getting these? The tide catchers? Money for armor?
I mean, I was just gonna take the tide catchers out of the armory and pick some things out of the armory for your friends. Wasn't gonna spend much money. Why?
I just want to look out for you if doesn't want you here.
Oh, I mean, he's told me to scram a handful of times before. It's always fine.
I know it is, but still.
Uh,
I mean, it's not just...
Thank you for looking out.
Yes, just put in the request for me so that your name doesn't have to... on the ledgers.
Yeah, alright, I'll do that. Keep your dad off my ass for another few days. That'll be good.
Yes, I think that'll be best. Thank you, Daphnis.
He stops and then turns and gives you another hug real quick. It's kind of an awkward one because he's holding stuff.
She tries her best to reciprocate warmly. But
yeah, it's good to see you again. Yeah, alright. Go, before I get mushy.
alright, bye.
And then he goes to leave.
Oh, I love them.
Yeah.
She returns to the party.
When Minnow goes to turn around, Navori, like, hides behind the thing again, like, I wasn't watching.
I want to see if she notices.
Alright, make a perception check, and they've already make a stealth.
Alrighty.
Okay.
No. She was watching that hug too intently, man. Like, aw. And she's
Well,
like, shit.
Normally, Minnow has like a yellow tinge to her cheeks. They're a little orange right now.
Oh.
But she comes around the corner in a hurry and like notices Nave and gives her a little like light bap on the shoulder.
Hey, we didn't know where we were going.
No, it's fine. I just want to make sure he wasn't going to be doing something illegal.
Oh. Navori doesn't. She's like, okay, well that would be fine, but you know that
It's not fine. Watch out for the boy. Okay.
Alright, well, how do we get out of here?
I can take us out, head back to the guild if you want to discuss what we know so far, and wait for no deaths.
Yeah, is there anything else you want to do here?
No, I don't want the attention right now.
Devari kind of squints, but she just decides to believe that.
It's completely believable. She looks so tired, tense being in this area.
Alright, well, let's go.
Alright, so you guys make a quick escape, heading back out to the streets of Duhearth. You move swiftly enough, heading back to the guild. Clive, you have that... Oh wait, you don't have that thing where you don't get lost anymore, do you?
I guess not. No, I have 2 levels in Ranger.
Okay, then yeah. There's a brief moment of you realizing this is an entirely new environment than anything you've ever been used to. But north is still north and south is still south.
I can feel it in my bones.
Yeah. Also, you can look up and kind of see where the sun is. But in your bones works too. And you head back to the guild swiftly enough, passing through the streets of Duhearth, moving by strange architecture, sweeping arcs, stuff made out of seashells, other things made out of these harsh angles, kind of tiled in strange ways. There are Triton moving around of all different shapes and colors, and some of them stop to give you guys weird looks. More than one looks like they're about to stop you. Minnow, you know that it's not normal for adventurers to come down here. You guys are fish out of water.
If Clive makes eye contact with any of them, he gives them a friendly wave.
For every 1 out of 5 of those, they give you a wave back. The rest hurry on.
Sybil winks at a few.
Okay. Some of them swoon a little bit, very clearly. They stop and look, and just like, whoa.
I mean, here, Sybil's exotic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sybil and Clive are things they've not seen. All of you guys except for Minnow are something else.
Yep.
When someone swoons, Sybil's like, it's not that reaction she had actually expected. She was just doing it to be a little shit. So she like gets taken aback, but she tries to play it off.
So you guys make your way back to the Adventurers Guild, and heading in, you find yourself greeted with a semi-familiar sight once more. The inside of this guild is much like the Gilded Blade. The aesthetic of the Adventurers Guild is the aesthetic of the Adventurers Guild. And, you see behind the desk is Danon, doing the stuff that you normally see Ardanya doing. And there are a few adventurers around, none that are anything other than Triton. But there are Triton wearing various sorts of armors, holding various sorts of weapons nearby. They seem to be by and large caught up in their own things, discussing various matters loudly. And not like heatedly, they just seem like they're not used to having to be quiet.
Can we have a listen to what they might be talking about?
You can certainly make a perception check.
Okay. 15. What are these rolls tonight? It scares me.
Yeah,
She's
wow.
in her environment. She's
Yay.
For once, she's a fish in water.
Oh.
They're not talking about anything in particular. They're sharing tales of adventures that sound very fake. In your experience, adventures that are talked up to have heroic details are not real adventures.
Unless they're Benedict.
Yeah.
Yep. He's an exception.
You do overhear someone ranting about a job they took recently, escorting a trade caravan from the Whitler Trading Company.
Oh my god!
And just saying that the commissioner of that job was not rude, or rude and very pushy and loud. Yeah.
Well, if that person is who we think it is, that makes sense.
Yep, old Granny
It's
runs
louder
Rena.
with age.
Love it.
But yeah, you don't really hear much in particular.
Alright.
So you guys just gonna kind of hang out and wait?
I have a question while we're between scenes, because I can't
Mhm.
remember the answer. Did Phoebe give Sybil the book that she said she was going to get for her?
Yeah.
Can't remember.
Yeah. Yeah.
Is there a doc for that?
A what?
A doc for that? Is there? Do you have the concept? Do you have content? Does Sybil have both?
Oh, a document.
Yeah.
I have the where'd it go? The very basics. I don't have like the book. Where'd it go?
Yeah, I mean, I just want to know you have stuff prepared. That way, if it comes into conversation, you're not like, and there's you know.
Yeah, no, hold on. I have this. I just need to find it. There it is. I'm here.
Guessing this is a different book than the other book they discussed.
There's so many books.
Yeah, which book in particular?
The God book.
Yes.
Okay, well that's...
Okay.
Oh, so they got it?
Not it, but you got something. And there you go. I gave you what you got.
Why didn't Navori know about this?
They said it. They got the book for those two.
Mm-hmm.
When did this happen? Okay, I guess I
We were busy.
cut out or...
There was a lot of stuff happening.
Okay, well,
It's not. It isn't the book. It's a book.
Okay, so it's not the one that Navori specifically requested.
Yes, it's not that specific one.
Okay, because it...
Yes,
Like,
a bigger
I
deal will be
should know
made out of that. This is a book, though.
Okay.
Okay. Sybil's gonna. What's Cass doing?
Making for her room.
Sybil's following Cass.
Okay.
Did
Good
they
old
look at-
thorn in the side, Sybil Harker following Cass.
Did they look at that book yet? Like, I totally blanked on this, but I know Navori...
No, we were just busy because there was like more pressing matters. We just kind of got glossed over.
Okay, well... Alright.
So Cass gets to her door and she knows that Sybil is following her. And she stops and she's like, "Yes, Sybil."
Sybil, before anything can even happen, Sybil slides her foot into the door frame. And is like, "Hey, Cass. I didn't think I was gonna get this far, actually. I thought you were just gonna close the door, and then I was gonna ask you, and then, anyway, She looks, like, behind her, into the hall, and then, like, back, she's like, are you alright?
There's a moment of awkward silence. Yes. It's not convincing.
That's not convincing.
You're supposed to have enough tact to not ask questions.
That's not really my thing.
No, I suppose it's not.
Yeah. I just... Is there anything I can do to help?
No.
Oh, well... I got the book.
What book?
The one I was talking about at the festival.
She lifts an eyebrow.
Sybil can't fucking see that.
Maybe she can feel it.
It's a ponderous silence.
She's like, yeah, I mean, Nave wants to see it too, but then you came up here. I mean, I leafed through it earlier, but like, I don't know if I don't know.
She opens the door wider.
Sybil walks in and just kind of stands there awkwardly. And as she walks in, I want to note Sybil is like, she's got her disguise stuff up to look very like impressive and bee like in outfit. Yes, she's very Oberon colors, but as she walks through the door, that just kind of dissolves off, so she's just regular flavor Sybil standing awkwardly in Kess's room. And she's
Kess's
like,
Apple Store room.
yeah, Kess's Apple Store room.
The aesthetic that she shares with Maria.
And she's like, do you just should are you get Nave? Do you want to just look at it yourself first? I mean, I could just show Nave after you. I don't know.
I would like to take a look at it first, if that's
Okay.
alright.
I'm trying. You just like it's fine. It's I feel like I don't know. Maybe this might help. You're just really worrying me. So anyway, and she opens the book.
Kess closes the door, and then she does something that she hasn't done before. She takes off her helmet.
Oh,
Okay, well, here's what happens. Sybil is like going through her bag as that's happening and taking off the book. So there's like this I almost see it like visually as you see Sybil and then like you see Kess and you like Sybil's and she looks back.
And I'm gonna give you a little thing about what she looks like. So give me a minute here.
Oh my god.
Not your true artwork of what she looks like.
Nope, I changed my mind. I decided that artwork
I knew
was
it!
too weenie.
Oh, okay.
It was too weenie. I can do better.
I knew it. I knew that the only thing we knew about Kess was what we saw in the chibi.
The art wasn't buff enough.
I mean, yeah, but also,
Wait, have I seen this?
nope.
I need to see it.
Oh. You don't need
I
to
don't
see
have-
it. I need to see it.
I don't have art yet, but
Okay.
so here.
Just gonna say, DM needs to know what characters look
Yeah,
like.
I'll page this to you in just a second.
Oh, okay. That's exciting.
Should we flash sideways while this? Oh no.
Yeah.
Okay,
Max, if you want to
yeah.
flash sideways for a second.
Okay.
Yeah, well, Nina writes this.
We
Yeah.
head back downstairs while Kess and Sybil have wandered off. The rest of you guys are sitting around a table, I presume.
yeah.
Not much is happening right now, other than the other Triton in guild. One of them eventually has been looking back at you guys before getting up and sauntering over like the school bully. Puts his hands on the end of the table and... Well, what have we got here? Off-planers then, huh?
Navari raises her eyebrows. Mostly. Why?
It's not often that we see off-planers here. We Triton can typically take care of our own problems.
Navari just gives him a blank look, like, yeah, and?
I guess not all of them.
Yeah, I guess not. Who are you guys? What's your group name then?
Boon's Bounty.
Never heard of you.
It's because you don't get off plane.
Yeah, that's fair, actually. That's fair. You guys planning on taking any jobs while you're here?
Already on one.
Huh. Look at that. Looks back at the table he came from. They already got a job, boys. Not gonna take anything from us then, huh?
I guess not.
Looks to you, Minnow. You really hanging out with them, huh?
Why don't you go flounder somewhere else?
Oh!
Oh. Guy stops and
Clive's face was full of food, snorts.
She has like this regal posture. It was just done the moment he hit.
well, someone's got a bit of air about her, huh?
Would be expected of a Darrenhath family.
Oh, you're one of them then, huh?
I am.
Heard your good old dad's been a bit of a coward lately. Hiring some of us adventurers to go take care of the things he should be taking care of.
This is gonna be a fight, isn't it? Navarre's like, she sort of purses her lips and she's just like, ooh, in her head.
No shortage of jobs for your kind then.
No, it's been pretty lucrative lately. After he got all those good men killed.
Do you have a reason for provoking us, or are you just out of work?
It's not my fault if you get all defensive. I'm just saying words.
Navarre looks at like,
I would suggest
Are
saying
you
them to a wall
serious?
instead. I find they're better listeners.
He just looks at you and... alright, Dorath, you get someone else to fight your verbal fights for you. Nice, hopefully you're able to stick up for yourself when it comes to the physical aspect of things. God above knows that you're gonna be needing it.
Mari is
No
tapping a
problem.
finger.
yeah, Navarre's just like, what the fuck even is this? She just looks completely unimpressed, sort of like a child has come over and is like,
Yeah!
wow, you smell like a poop. That's
Oh my god!
That's what her expression is looking like at this guy right now. Like, what are you doing?
Are you done?
Yeah, alright, boys, they're no fun. Yeah, we're done.
Navarre just
Wow.
sort of
Yep.
starts laughing.
She wanted to punch a man, but
As he walks away, Clive just have a good evening.
such a good boy.
Yeah.
I love that there's just these sassy ladies and then Clive, like, yeah, see ya.
I mean, Clive was going to do something if he had kept on, but he backed down and walked away, so
As soon as
gonna-
he's gone. Oh
I
god,
was gonna
sorry.
command Boon to pee on him.
Yes. Power move.
Those words did seem to get under her skin.
Well, he's not worth listening to.
No, of course not.
What the fuck even was that? It was like some stupid bullshit is what that was.
Turf competition, if I had to guess.
Really?
Might be
Probably.
mistaken, but I got the hint that maybe they ain't a fan of people from off planet.
That could have been it.
There are a lot like that here.
Yeah, I'm done.
Okay.
Oh boy.
So if you guys are done downstairs, we can shift back upstairs, where we have Cass and Sybil.
Okay, Sybil is going to go get her book, and, she's, like, opening the pages, and she's like, right, so, there's not much on... And she just pauses. And she looks at Cass, and she's just, so there's, hey, yeah.
Good talk.
Guess is waiting patiently, stoically as ever.
Sybil, like, swallows, and she almost goes to close the book, but then she's like, oh no, I should keep the book open, but then, like, she's looking at the helmet, and she's looking at Kess's face, and she's like, man, this explains why I can't see your eyes.
She doesn't have any eyes.
Cass nods.
Because
You're
justice is blind.
Oh my
Oh my
god!
god. You're Are you? Listen, this is gonna be a bit of a rude question, because I really like everything that I see. That sounds weird. Please don't take... Anyway, but, like, are you dying?
No. Well, maybe. I don't know. This, and she gestures to her everything, happened after.
Oh. Okay. I mean, alright. Sybil, like, goes to find somewhere to sit, but, like, it's a big white room.
There's like chairs.
Oh,
And a
okay.
bed.
She's
But it's
not
like
sitting on the...
chairs.
She's not sitting on the bed. She feels like that's gonna give the wrong idea. She walks towards the bed, and then she's like, oh no. And she goes towards the chairs. And she sits down, and she's like, okay, alright. So, I didn't find a lot on stuff, right? There's this big symbiotic relationship between, gods and their followers, but it says, deities that they fade away if they aren't given sufficient tasks. And they have to be defined to persist, but I mean, your god, Ilkesh, he was defined. How do you... everybody's dying.
I think perhaps he tried to take on too much. At least, that is what the other paladin thinks. He may have stretched himself too thin.
Well, guess that calls into question, how do you redefine a god?
And I suppose his followers are not helping right now by not knowing what they should do without his guidance.
Okay, so if we just flip back a bit, Sybil has bookmarks, actually, which is so out of character for her. And she says, alright, so minor deities, I mean, I think they just become bigger deities over time. I don't know how it works. But they manifest based on a desire from a group of people, like a village that needs water or something like that, right? So they begin worshipping it, and then it comes into existence. So I don't know, but I mean, you met that guy in the in-between, but what if just a rally to cause is enough to bring him back?
That would require the unification of a plane, and I do not think that they have that in.
I mean, it said something as small as a village. You don't need a whole plane. Just need enough.
She looks like she's thinking.
I mean, don't get me wrong, this is all theory. I've just been kind of combing through this. I mean, is there more in the book, Max, that she could, like, try to shift through?
No. The gist of what you have is the gist of it. Everything else is just like, it's a collection of stories.
Yeah.
It's not like a studied book, it's just a collection, really.
Alright, so Sybil is just like, yeah, I mean, it might just be a matter of... I mean, faith is really broad, so that's not quite it, but initiative?
I will take your words into consideration, Sybil.
That help at all?
Yes.
Listen, we're here now, and I really intend to see this whole thing through because I think Minnow needs us. Well, I mean, because I think Minnow's just gonna be alright no matter what. Honestly, I think she's gonna do a lot of good things, but,
She could do with more recklessness in her life.
that's true, but stick around us, yeah? I'd like to help at least.
I'm not going anywhere yet. I have no other leads. And I still think that the core of this may be something with Yilkesh.
Yeah. I mean, if he's trapped, I don't know what... Well, I mean, it kind of... Maybe that would solve the problem. I don't really know, but... It's a start.
Indeed. It's a bigger lead than I have had.
Sybil kind of smiles, but it's like not like a super happy smile. It's like one of those like, yeah. Hey, what? Why'd you take the helmet off? Not that I mind. It just, it isn't a thing you do.
No, you're right. And I will put my faith in your discretion.
Yeah, no shit, I haven't said anything that you... Like, I feel like my track record's real good here.
Yes. I did not mean it that way.
Oh, okay. I just... Is this like a trust? It's a trust thing. Okay, right. Yeah, okay. Sybil stands up.
She nods.
I mean, as Sybil's like going towards the door, she's like, it's a good face, like, not perturbed by it. You look really cool.
Thank you.
I could tell that pained you.
A little.
Sybil just kind of like claps her on the arm and heads out, and she's like, Don't be a stranger. Don't stay up in your room all night. She's saying as she's like heading out the door, kind of like a parent where they're like,
Yeah.
Come
All right,
downstairs.
Champ, we'll be downstairs whenever you want to join us.
Yeah.
Cass is just gonna nod and casually close the door behind her very
Okay. So, Sybil, you head back downstairs, right?
Yeah.
Alright, you head back downstairs and you guys see Sybil come down. And it's only just shortly after the weird guy saunters off, snickering with his friends.
Ari's just watching that dude.
Sybil looks at him and she's like, she looks at the group and she's like, Who's that guy?
A fucker.
Some, like, child, yeah.
Oh, do you want a fucker?
Don't
he
worry,
leans
he's too embarrassed to come back, I assure you.
Oh, you don't want me to
No,
leans in closer.
Imagine if some guy came over and is just like, you smell like a turd. That's
Oh.
basically what he did.
Hey,
It was so stupid.
hey guys, do you want me to do something petty?
I suppose you could make him smell like a turd, yes?
I won't encourage it, but I ain't exactly gonna tell you not to.
Sybil's gonna do something petty.
Okay.
She's gonna make him pee his pants.
Oh my god!
Wow.
Perfect.
So how is she gonna make him pee his pants?
With prestidigitation.
Alright, so she's gonna...
She's gonna prestidigitation.
You've just been waiting for an opportunity.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ever since you figured it out.
Alright. Yeah. You wiggle your fingers impishly in his direction. You hear a yelp, and then a wail, and then laughter.
It's done. Sybil sits down.
Maria gives her back one of the coins from the swear jar.
Oh my god.
Hey, is Kess alright?
I mean, Cass is like as alright as Cass is going to be.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. Also, Sybil hands Neve the book.
Ooh! Wait,
Yeah.
this isn't, okay. Nice.
Yeah, I'll put some bookmarks in it, that way you could, like, kind of figure it out. But I think, like, from what I gathered, you're already on the right path with what you did in Barovia?
Yeah. So
Yeah.
you figured out what I did in Barovia. She kind of grins.
I mean, they said there was a cleric. There's only, like, 2 that could be.
I mean, we don't fucking know what's going on in that plane, but I did leave something there that I blessed, and I asked, the deity to watch over them. So I got a good feeling.
Yeah,
I also
mean,
felt like I
think-
was, like, connected to that place to a degree, like, I would be able to sort of hone in on where that thing is, and, like, get there if I needed to, so that's neat.
Well, I don't think that. I mean, that's a really cool, like, perk, but I think the whole spreading the good word about the big man, yeah. You could, yeah. I'm gonna
Yeah.
copy and paste the notes.
Well, I mean, I'm trying.
I already did.
Oh, okay.
They're not giving me a lot to go on, but I'm trying to get it out of them. They like to be secretive and be like, well, you do it yourself. And I'm like, you know what, buddy, I don't know your name. You gotta give me that.
I mean, don't people always talk about how, the goals work in mysterious ways?
Oh. Yeah, that, and, this guy's like my best mate, so... I don't even know if they're a guy, really. Amazing deity. It's my best
The
mate.
entity works in mysterious way. The cloud upstairs.
The giggling voice in my head when I fall over.
Wow, that's not good. That's not gonna help. That's not gonna help.
Navari's just laughing. I mean, it sort of is funny, though. Anyway,
A little.
thanks.
Yeah, you're welcome. So what are we doing while we wait? Where's like Sir Doctor Professor Sir Neville's?
He was at that, thing. The,
Well, he
Right.
said he would.
The Deep Watcher's temple, yes?
yeah.
He went there already?
Well,
I'm guessing it's been like a day, and that's what he's there for.
Oh, we're never gonna get paid.
We did get paid.
We already got paid!
But yeah, but more!
Ah, yes. Bookkeeping is going to become a concern.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like in the end it's kind of our fault.
Yes, we do keep doing heroic things for free, but it's the right thing to do.
We need a manager.
Perhaps we'll find a paying gig this time around.
Maybe we can steal some shit from the cultists.
That might be a good idea, yes.
So they
Temple
can't
might-
use it, and we get paid.
The temple might have, I don't know, treasure in it. We could sell. Is that how adventurers make money?
Don't think we should raid a temple.
indeed.
Does Maria have any... Hey Max, does Maria have any memories of doing this before? Does anything come up?
Make a wisdom check.
Oh, golly. Okay.
Okay, that.
A 5.
It sounds right.
Okay, yeah, alright.
So, we're gonna... Listen, here's the thing. I just don't feel like cultists have a lot of money.
We don't know that. Like,
That's true.
We
I
must...
mean, some of the weird shit that I ran into, they needed something for that. They couldn't just, like, pull some of that shit out of their asses, Plus, if they're, like, nabbing people and busting up villages and stuff, don't you think they might be taking things?
I have the feeling that maintaining the organization of a cult as large as this one probably takes some capital, yes?
Yeah, and if they got a fucking army, like, what? They need some sort of stuff to, like, provide them with being fighting capable and all of that.
Well, if we're lucky, we'll get salvage rights.
Do
We
you
should just
need
steal it.
salvage rights if you just take it?
No, I
You
was...
just take it.
Yeah, I was just being, polite.
Oh.
Navari's, like, she's basically, at first she's skimming, but she's absolutely gonna read in full this book later.
Okay. Yeah, like I said, it's really a collection of short stories and it's just stories about various things of the godly nature.
Yeah, well, she's gonna fucking
yeah.
read the whole thing.
Yeah, just like nothing, no specific dogma or anything.
Alright.
All right. So you guys all go to bed.
I guess.
Weren't we waiting for that guy to show up?
Yeah,
Yes, you
that's
were
fine.
waiting for Nelda's, and he doesn't come.
Ah,
Ooh.
Wait. Oh, right, the brother.
Yes.
Okay.
Well, maybe
You-
it's time to go out after him.
Yeah, are you guys gonna go out after him, or just... What are you doing?
Do we know about, like, the time of day it is?
It has a pretty
How
normal
long is it?
day-night cycle.
Okay.
So it is getting to be nighttime in the sense that whatever sun you get from above that makes it daytime is going down, and it is getting darker. It is still kind of that luminescent blue glow, but it's clearly like nighttime when you look up and you see it's just pitch black when you look up, actually.
I have
Okay.
a question.
Uh-huh.
Does it get more bioluminescent?
Oh man. That'd be
Yeah,
cool.
inside it absolutely does.
Yes!
The buildings start to glow a little bit. The streets have a bit of a glow to them that comes out of the ground itself. It strikes you for the first time that... Oh boy. It strikes you for the first time that... yeah, kinda, Shadow. It strikes you for the first time that, like, the lampposts and stuff are organic almost. And a lot of the glowing things are not made so much as grown.
That... Sybil's like, hey guys, it's dark o'clock. Where's your brother, Minnow?
Yeah, is he like nocturnal? Does he like to move at night, or did he just like fucking ditch us?
I am afraid to say it's probably the latter, in that it would be beneath him to listen to anything that Daphne.
Okay, so is it better to go looking for him in the morning?
We can do it right now. If he's not going to make time for
hmm.
me.
Yeah, we gotta leave bright and early tomorrow morning.
Correct.
Oh right, yeah, that's true. All right, let's go on find nerd guy.
Is
Maybe
Kess down
nailed
here?
us.
Does someone want to go get Kess? Is anyone gonna go get
Yeah.
Kess?
I will
Cass
get
is in
Jess.
her
Okay.
rain room.
Yeah. Gets up and goes, and then she's like, "Sorry, Minnow, I forgot his name." And she
No.
goes.
Yeah, so you run up and you bang on Kess's door.
Cass comes out fully clothed.
I think that's the assumption, Nino.
No.
With her helmet.
Just full
Cass
armor.
arrives naked.
I was gonna say we're gonna get a scene where she comes out in a full flamenco costume, and then
I think Rory
I
would
was, like,
probably
expecting, like-
shriek if Cass came out naked.
I was expecting like a fluffy like bathrobe and
Yes.
slippers, but her
squeaky
helmet's
slippers.
still-
Yeah, but still the helmet.
Yeah.
Navori's just like, hey, so Minnow's brother probably ditched us, so we're gonna go find him and be like, hey, you fucker. You coming?
That wasn't
I
the
will
choice of
come,
word
yes.
I was gonna use, but I guess that'll work.
I highly recommend you do not use that choice of word.
Oh no, I'm gonna try to freaking behave when I'm there again. But you know, yeah, not right here. We're in the freaking Adventures Guild. I can do what I want.
Yeah.
I love it.
Just Navori like sliding down the banister just to prove her point.
I mean, I don't even know if there is one, but yeah, once she's got Cass, she's coming back down.
Nope, Cass is coming.
Okay. So with you all gathered, are you heading back to the palace to find Nelda's?
Yep.
Okay.
Sybil is a bee again.
Okay.
Yeah,
Stepping out.
Navori's in her I'm behaving clothes again.
Alright, stepping out into the streets, you are caught by the luminescent glow of the world around you that's almost enough to take the edge off the fact that you are surrounded by complete and total darkness outside of the bubble.
Cass pointedly does not look up.
So you guys continue down the streets, catching people's eyes as you go, but it's easier to have your own eyes get caught on things just due to the, different nature of the area that you're walking through. As you approach the palace, you see that the palace is kind of an emblem of this bioluminescence. There are streaks of it running throughout the structure itself, where it's not like in everything else where it's kind of in random patterns. This looks like it was shaped to have the glows come out in certain shapes and patterns that would make a picture. Where it was once like the golden waves are now blue, representing the ocean almost. And there is just this blue glow that is dotted all alongside the palace itself underneath these glowing blue waves. And above it is a dark purple paint that wasn't there during the day. You approach the gates and you see that they are half closed, not entirely, just cracked to make entrance a bit more tight to get through. It forces you into single file, more or less. When you guys fall into single file and go into the palace itself, you find yourself within a tired place. You see people kind of lounging around in this main hallway. The servants that are about are moving around a bit slowly, kind of drifting around, looking much less hurried and harangued than they did before. There's a sense of silence around this that is unmistakable and is clearly the sign of a place winding down for the night. Where are you guys going to go to find Neldas?
Follow Minnow.
Yeah, judging by people winding down, she'd probably go back to their quarters in his abode first.
Okay. You guys head back through the large hallways and then find Vassal's quarters, and you head down into the one that is Minnow's family's. You also find that things are quieted down here, but it is much more gentle and private, much more homey down here, where there are small candles lining the walls, lending a warm light to the area around you in comparison to the almost harsh blues from outside. The doors are all shut. You don't see any servants moving around. Minnow, this is incredibly common to you. For any foibles your family might have, you do demand that the servants stop being servants past a certain time and go on with their lives as, people.
Yeah.
You basically give everyone mandatory time off. And you guys wind through these narrow corridors until you come upon the door to Nelda's room. You just knock on the wooden door once or twice, and there's nothing.
Maybe he's still in the library. Maybe you need to knock louder.
She totally knocks louder.
There's a profound silence. None of the irritated, audible scowling.
That's what she was waiting for.
Yeah.
Alright, well, that's not surprising either. Okay, back that way. Assuming that the library is not in their corners area.
No, it is farther up, deeper into the palace itself. So you have to head out of the quarters
Okay.
and move halfway across the palace itself. You pass by the large staircase that leads up to the throne room, that leads back into the Emperor's quarters. You have to cross that staircase until you find a smaller staircase that winds itself up into the library. You find that this door is typically guarded, as the library is a bit of a privileged area. And it is guarded as normal. The doorway is barred by a gate, and outside of it is a single Triton guard in the same kind of ornate designed armor, and a spear. Plain, simple, and this Triton just looks out kind of bored, and then as you guys approach, looks at you with, Lady Doharath.
Evening.
What can I do for you?
I would like access to the library.
I can let you up there, but unfortunately, dark.
Oh, you cut out.
Says, I could let you up, but unfortunately you'd be the only ones up there right now, as far as I know. It's a bit dark.
I've been told that Neldas was studying today.
Yeah, he was. The Lord Doharath left some hours ago.
Alright, I don't suppose he would have been of a mind to announce where?
Unfortunately, no. He simply scurried on. Excuse me. He left with haste when he descended a few hours back.
I see. Well then, it's quite alright. We will not be needing the library then. Thank you. And she's gonna leave the party back downstairs. Try to...
Just before they leave, Cass catches her. And she says, if your brother left in haste, he may have left his research open.
Alright.
Is he the sort to always bring it with him?
He's a sharp and clean sort. But if it's an emergency, we can certainly look while we're up here. It's been quite a while.
It may be worth it to get an idea of what exactly he is researching before meeting with him.
Alright. And she'll turn back around.
Yes, my lady.
Apologies. I am a bit rattled being home. I would like to see the library, please.
Of course, lady. Allow me to get you a lantern so you may see around up there. You'll give me a moment.
Thank you.
He turns and half opens the gate and steps in, and you guys can hear him rattling around for something. He steps out from around the corner holding a small lantern, and within it you can see one ball of dancing light.
Cute.
And he hands it over, and this should be sufficient. If not, there are some more up by the entrance that you may grab. At your leisure, of course.
Thank you.
Of course. Simply make sure that you take care up there. It's after hours, after all.
What does that mean?
Yeah, Navori's
No, it's not me.
Yeah, it means that it's dark and you might trip over things.
Okay.
Navori's thinking, oh my god, are there more sentient books that might attack us up there?
Sybil's also thinking that.
Adventurers. Being
like-
warned about tripping? Bullshit, that's not true.
The light of concern on her face goes to show how little. Okay, well, thank you. Kindly for your consideration. And she'll lean up to the library.
Okay.
Lantern in hand.
Okay. You guys head up the stairs. It's a relatively small staircase. You can only walk side by, like, 2 by 2. Or 2 wide, rather. And you head up, and it certainly does get darker as you go up, as you leave the glowing openness of the palace behind. You do see pretty clearly the outline of little lanterns along the walls, but they don't turn on as you come close to them. And soon enough, those of you without dark vision are left only illuminated by the glow of the lantern Minnow is holding. It's a relatively bright, harsh light meant to kind of travel far and drown out any kind of pleasantness in its light. It's a flashlight, essentially in its color. It's not fun to look at. It's not mood lighting. It's just bright. And eventually you do come to a giant open archway that leads into the library itself. And holding the lantern up to shine it into the library, the light is quickly swallowed by the sheer size of this place. It could easily rival the Magisterium's library.
Oh.
Sybil just says, "This place is fucking huge," and her voice echoes, "Huge,
Yeah.
huge, huge."
Fucking.
How many in the swear jar is that?
2.
Sybil sighs and she hands over. She got 1 coin, 2 coins taken away.
Maria's gonna teach Sybil math, god damn it.
Well, she's gonna look to see if there's any sort of.
Is there, like, do you remember a place where he would like to study, maybe?
Proximity. He, wasn't much for company, was studying. I will say, Alto Tanya told me that he had tried negotiating with before he found himself injured. So I'm not sure what he would be looking for up here, and kind of muttering off. I'm gonna try to, like, look at any system that might be to the bookshelves that's in there, or...
Okay, make a perception check.
Oh, good. I hope she rolls low for being too stupid. 13.
You have legitimately not spent much time up. Most of your time spent up here was retrieving your brother.
Okay, well, she'll use that then.
Yeah. Using your general knowledge, you are able to find that there is a ledger that you have to fill out when you want to take out a book.
Okay.
And you make the assumption that that is probably the best place to get an idea of where he was. So you move over to the library desk, which is very much like your normal library desk. It's tucked off into a corner that's covered in shadow. As you guys move, your footsteps echo across the cavernous, book-filled maw that is this place. And you have to lift the lantern over to the ledger. And reading through it, you see your brother's name, Neldas de Harath, signed next to a book about, oh boy, Jabu Jabu, but with books. God damn it.
I hate this.
Yeah. Yeah, you see next to your brother's name, he has pulling out books about gods.
Oh shit.
Okay.
In particular, there is one written about the Depth Watcher.
Okay.
And he's been looking into cults and planar magic.
Hmm.
It's fine.
Oh, hey. The
Depth?
Watcher. We know
Yeah.
that lady.
Yeah, I was worried about that one.
All right. Would she be able to recall him? Drastic.
Make a history check.
Okay. A 17.
Yeah, just in passing memory, you do end up recalling where some of these books are located. So you go searching through them. They're, if you go, let's see. If you go 3 rows away from the desk and then 2 up towards the back of the library, you do find the books on religious myth. Next to that is the planar magic, as the two tend to be closely related. And the cults are around there too, probably. And when you head up that way, you do find that there's a table with a handful of books open.
Okay.
Tess is gonna walk over there and just peruse those titles.
Yeah,
Okay.
Minna's gonna check that out.
So is Nabori.
Okay.
So wait, we're looking at bookshelves?
No,
And
there
a
is a
table.
table with
Oh, okay.
a few
Sorry, I went
books
to get
open.
chips.
So perusing the books, you see one of the books is titled Nature of Deification and Persistence. Another is titled just Planar Magic. Another is titled Myth of the Depth Watcher. And then another one, the title is simply The Space That Never Was.
Huh.
Oh boy.
Fuck.
Looking at that one, though, it looks like it's more fiction when you read it over, as there are, like, character names, and it's not a very scientific-sounding book. It reads like a fictive novel.
Are any of these character names familiar to Nabori?
No.
Okay.
I got a question, Max.
Uh-huh.
For all the books here, right? He's
Mhm.
also supposed to be researching, his sister's.
Mm-hmm.
Is there anything about that?
Make an investigation check.
Sure.
You do not find anything.
Help me out here.
Hmm?
Somebody help me out here. Come on.
Is someone
Oh.
gonna...
I would say
Oh.
Minna would help. Just. Or well,
Okay.
Go ahead.
Then
Sybil.
yeah, go for it. With,
No, Sybil has the -1. Minnow, help her.
Just
Okay.
being around this much knowledge is hurting Clive's.
I mean, all it would do is give her advantage.
Yeah.
Oh, then Sybil will help with
All
the
right.
power of face.
Shock.
So you
Okay.
don't see anything medical. No.
Alright.
Everything here is about magic and myth.
Navori is like, are these books open? They're open, right?
Yeah.
Okay, Navori's gonna look at like the page, like what they're open to.
In particular, the depth watcher one.
Okay. You have to lean in a little bit and gesture to get the lantern close enough for you to actually read the words. The Depth Watcher book is open on a page about the creation of the Depth Watcher. It details that the Depth Watcher is often thought to be the progenitor of all Triton races, or all Triton peoples. However, the commonly accepted scientific magical belief is rather that the Triton created her out of the need to have a creator.
Okay. Navori's also going to look at the one about nature of definition or deification and persistence.
That is the book that you and Sybil read.
Oh, it's the same one?
Yes.
Okay. Just like,
Hey, this is our book.
yeah. Okay, so... yeah, Navori's just gonna check out where they were all left. Why not? They're all there.
Oh, like where they were left open?
Yeah.
Okay. The other book is open to a chapter about people being stolen away and then kept hostage in this place that doesn't exist.
Does it say why?
I mean, if you read the whole book, maybe.
Is there
Navori...
an author?
There is. Let me pull up the name.
I really hope someone else is keeping notes.
Yep.
Yeah, I got this.
The
Navori's
joys of
writing
me
stuff
writing
too.
stuff down.
You know me, I'm the note keeper.
The name is Dusty Havoc. Dasstehavick.
Hey, I have a question. Does that sound... What D&D race demographic does that sound like?
Oh,
Yeah, like would Sybil know? Like it's like when you read
Yeah, you
someone's
know what?
name and you're like, that's Italian.
make a history check. Because Sybil could know.
Yeah. What's my history? That's my history. I'm gonna use luck.
Okay.
Hey!
Trying to think.
Oh, you weren't prepared for this question.
No, I'm trying to think. Yeah, I mean, I'm not really prepared for if Sybil would know this or not. Since you rolled so high,
Hey.
briefly, you recall a professor that you had, one that you particularly didn't like, partially because they were so detached and almost angry in their pursuit of knowledge. And just completely disgusted that they had to be teaching.
Mm-hmm.
And this person was a Gith Zerai.
A gift? Zerai?
Yes. Githzeria.
Fuck.
Is that wait, is that a name or a race?
That's a race.
It's a race.
Okay, wait, what's the name? How do I write it?
The name of the race or the person?
The author.
Dasste space Havick. Yes, thank you, Nas.
Jesus. Okay. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Sybil points at that and she's like, oh, I know this person. Yeah,
What?
they were like just a real shit teacher. They didn't want to be a teacher. They probably just wanted like access to the magisteriums, like, you know, faculties and shit. So they were always really mean.
Sorry, did you say you knew this specific author?
Well, I mean,
It's a naming type that you would recognize, not the.
Oh, okay. I didn't know why you were giving me that background then. Let me fix my notes. Then
Oh, yeah.
Sybil points at them and goes, thus, hey, this is gonna not sound very relevant, but it might be. That this person's a Githzerai.
Does anyone know what that is among them?
Yeah, I gotta wonder.
Cass might.
Um,
Yeah, I don't know if Navori would.
I need to make history checks as well.
Who?
Kess and Minnow.
Oh.
Maria, unfortunately.
What?
No, I was saying Maria might have once known.
Oh, okay. But she doesn't know if she knows.
Actually, yeah, no, Mario, make a wisdom saving throw.
Oh my
Jesus.
god.
What?
Here we fucking go.
Damn it.
Saving throw. Oh, hey. It's better now.
Got +4. You're
Yeah.
standing right next to Cass.
That's true.
I love that. 24.
Alright, Minnow, you are left perplexed. Maria,
Uh-huh.
you briefly have what can only be called a flashback.
Oh boy.
The word Githzerai awakened something in you almost. You remember something floating in a sea of stars. Not sigil.
Something.
Something. And it was in a place that exists outside of this.
Me, Reyna, feels like she has an idea and knows that Maria would hate it.
Mm-hmm.
Good.
Kess, you know that Githzerai are from the astral plane. And prefer to be, solitary.
And reclusive as fuck.
And reclusive as fuck. And ruthless in their pursuit of knowledge that they deem necessary.
Yeah, Maria just tunes out. She's not sure if that's relevant at all, so she just
Navori's looking
Hates
at
it.
everyone's
hates it quietly.
expressions. She's like, are you alright? Like, do you remember something? Are these guys, like, all assholes?
They're reclusive.
Well, we're retconning Sybil's tangent there because I just thought that meant that was the person. But Sybil's like, yeah, I mean, they're just an author, but like, why would someone write about, like, it's just really convenient given everything that we know.
Cass is gonna flip to the end of the book.
Sorry, Kess, my bad. You know the Gith are from the astral plane.
Yeah.
Githzerai? You're not sure. The Zerai is kind of an unknown to you. But the Gith part is. I forgot that.
Well, one is Gith Yankee and one is Githzerai.
Exactly. They're two different things. Or same common race, two different subgroups kind of thing. Yeah, you know about Gith, but not necessarily Gith Yankee or Githzerai.
Okay.
Sorry, what was the follow-up question?
She flips to the end of the book.
Okay.
Reads it.
Navori's
the last,
peering over.
like the last page or the...
The last,
where's the
the
author
last couple of
page?
pages.
Yeah,
Okay,
where's the author photo?
And also the author.
Where's the headshot?
Black and white,
Unfortunately, there's no
tastefully.
author headshot or anything. But the last few pages seem like the book does not end on a happy note. It sounds more like whomever these characters were not able to escape wherever they were being held.
Hey, put those pages back. He's gonna notice.
I don't fucking like it. People being stolen, kept hostage in creepy places is exactly the thing that I don't want to ever happen, so...
Well.
What do you want to bet that your brother might have run off to that temple?
Do we have any reason to suspect there is a connection between the Depth Watcher and creatures from the astral plane?
Navori kind of gestures to the books that are open on the table.
This is a loose connection.
I know. But, like, here's the thing. We do have a guy that we know of who is looking into this place. I mean, obviously tomorrow we're gonna go with your friends, but
Well,
maybe we
mean-
should look into it eventually too.
wasn't there a god in the in-between? No.
There was, yes.
I don't think the Depth Watcher is, like, directly responsible for, like, the in-between, but, like, perhaps
Oh,
there's
no.
just an innate connection.
I wasn't thinking that necessarily. I was thinking maybe the Depth Watcher is connected to the cultists, whoever they are, you know. Cultists follow something, right?
Well, I think that was a given. I'm just like, what's the connect? I mean, I think that at this point we can just it's just implied that, like, oh, the gods are just connected to that other thing.
Or maybe they got stuck there. Who knows?
Minnow, take us to the stables. If your brother has left the palace, then he would have taken his mount.
Yes.
Sybil doesn't say anything, but she is thinking about noodles.
Alright, so you guys heading down to the stables?
Yeah.
Scooby-Doo and the
Let's go.
gang!
Yeah.
Alright. You guys start heading downstairs, and as you're going down the stairs to the main hallway, you hear the guard speaking to somebody, and then that voice kind of starts traveling away. And as you get down to the bottom of the stairs, you see the guard, and he greets you and asks to take the lantern from you.
She gives it.
And then you spot Daphnis walking towards the entrance, carrying 2 sacks of things over his shoulders, just kind of sauntering out the front door, whistling to himself.
Okay, we should ask him if he saw your brother.
Yeah. She's gonna try to catch up, but not like. What?
Cass, perhaps we should follow from a distance. Knave, your concealment spell.
Why? Okay, sure. Navoria looks
Listen.
sort of like she wasn't expecting this, and then looks at Minnow like, is she gonna be offended? Does she just not want to be
She's-
part of this?
She's maybe a little offended, but it's good.
He probably has sacks of things because those are the things for us.
Yeah, that's what her thought was.
Yes, humor me. Humor me.
Fine. Navoria, well,
If
first
there
of
is
all,
no worry, then there's no how.
Navori also looks at the guard, like who's right
I was
there.
assuming like this was after they had started.
Yeah.
talking.
Yeah, that was my
Okay.
too.
Okay, that's good.
Not like right in front of the guard.
Everyone hide!
We all jump behind a corner.
Just disappear in the shadows.
Yeah, okay. Nabori
Alright.
pass without a trace.
Okay.
Good
Buddy.
stuff.
All right,
Plus
everyone
10
roll
stealth?
stealth.
Yeah.
Everyone
Oh,
roll
God.
stealth. That's a plus 10, right? That's
Yeah.
what it is.
To whatever you
Okay.
got.
Boy, it's a
Whoop.
good thing.
Plus 10 is 17.
I'm rolling with my thing on. Okay, there we go.
Whew.
Okay. You guys follow from a distance and are all very thankful for the spell because there is a significant amount of tripping. Namely from Kess, who is trying to move quietly in armor that is not normally quiet. Navori's spell does kind of muffle all of the sound coming from Kess, but there still is like tripping going on. Strangely enough, trying to walk quieter is harder. Yeah. You guys follow him, and yeah, he's heading towards the Adventurers Guild. Wearing pretty casual clothing, greeting people with a friendly nod as he passes them on the street, and they lift their hands and wave at him. He seems like he's
Sybil
fairly
looks at
well known.
Kess, and she's like, look at him, he's just going to go give us the stuff, Kess. Kess.
What are you thinking he was doing?
Just like I said, humor me.
Navori's she sort of shrugs like, I'm doing it. Just
They do. Sybil's just bitching about it, you know?
Yeah, and you guys watch Daphnis kind of kick open the door to the Adventurers Guild as armed. He seems like the type to kick his way into rooms to announce himself.
Yeah.
And you hear him go, "Hello, friends!" And yeah, you hear, "I come bearing where are they?"
Kess.
this is
All
gonna
right.
get awkward real quick.
Kess.
Yeah, it's fine. Carry
Kess,
on.
what were you think? Kess.
So I'm assuming you guys all...
Something is not
Suspect-
right here.
Suspect everybody.
Suspicion.
Look, I got a good sense for, the seedy types. I don't think he's one of them.
Certainly not.
Kess is the
You've
one
been missing for a year and you have no idea what your father's doing, you have no idea what your brother's doing, and you have no idea why your sister has suddenly recovered without cause.
Oh, I think I might know why. I just need to make a collect call.
I never told Oberon what I wanted.
I think you did, though. Or I did.
Oh, perhaps. But if there's anybody I can
So are we gonna, stop hiding?
Yes.
Or...
Yes.
Alright.
Navori.
back it up casually in.
beep, beep.
Yeah.
Minno's doing that anyway. She's
Oh,
not
I'd be fancy
stealthy.
meeting you here.
Oh, gee, whoa.
Navori just seems like she's sneaky, so she just goes behind something and peeks out after she's dispelled her spell.
Okay. Do you guys head back into the guild then?
Yep.
Sybil vapes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah, you guys head in and you see Daphne standing relatively close to the door, looking around, just He's got
Hey!
both sacks over his shoulders and, "Oh, there you are. Out for a walk tonight. It's a pretty nice night out."
Well, no. We went to the palace to meet up with Naltas.
He never came to see you then.
No.
Did you ever see him?
I mean, I left a message for him because I was told he was busy, and you know how your brother is, and you know how he treats me,
Yes.
yeah, I just left a message for him. But
So you did not see him either.
No. I'm not really... The point is I didn't see him.
Nor did we.
How long
I
ago?
still think we should check the stables.
Yes, that's...
Wait, you think he left? City.
Yeah,
No,
So we're gonna
but
go.
maybe.
Alright, yeah. I like the way you think, Lady Cass. Yeah, might as well check the stables. That boy does not often go missing. He is a predictable one, if nothing else.
She just gestures with her hands because she got no fucking idea where she's going in this place.
Oh, right. But 1 second. I got your stuff. Here, he hands out a few. My fucking Alexa turned on for some reason.
She wants to play D&D.
You laughing, Max?
Oh god. He hands out a necklace for each of you with a single the seashell in the center of it.
Are they all the same seashell, or are they different?
Yes, they're all the same one. He says, "This will it only lasts for about an hour, but you can use it to put you can use it to let yourself breathe underwater if needed."
Sybil puts
Again,
it on immediately.
only good
Yeah.
for an hour when you activate it. I've got your new outfits if you'd like, and he goes ruffling through and pulls out the 2 lighter but still armored garments for Clive and Maria. Again, I will leave the details up to you guys necessarily once, again, Shadow can provide more of the aesthetic through art and stuff than I can describe it. And then, Kess, you hear him kind of clanging around in there, and he pulls out a helmet that is terrifying.
Sick.
It's got teeth all around it. It looks like something from World of Warcraft, but cooler. You know, sort of like what the Lich King wore?
Oh my goodness.
It's sort of like that, but it has teeth around the center part. And just like jagged shark teeth, yeah. Yeah, and it just has 2 spaces for your eyes and 2 like crazy horns on the top. It is very intimidating to look at, and with those vague details, I also leave it up to you to draw or interpret that how you want.
yes.
Yeah, and he has to give you the bag that has armor stuff for you in it, and alright, yeah, just so you know, Lady Knight, this stuff will let you swim a little bit. At the very least, you won't sink. I made sure that you got the special enchantment that some of us get, some of our thicker set folk. It lets you move a little bit underwater. Not great, but better.
Did he just call Kiss thick?
He called her large, but yeah.
I mean, yeah.
Girl's like a bowl of oatmeal.
Yep.
Thick.
Oh my gosh.
And Kess, just letting you know,
Yeah.
that is Mariner's armor.
Mariners.
In fact, he got all of you Mariner's armor enchantments.
Hell yeah.
Which, while wearing it, you have a swimming speed equal to your walking speed. In addition, whenever you start your turn underwater with your hit point, causes you to rise 60 feet towards the surface.
What kind of armor is it?
Heavy for you. It is the appropriate, or it's plate for you. It's the heavy. It is the appropriate kind for all of you guys. It just has the Mariner's enchantment on it to let you swim. So he looks at you guys and, yeah, so I guess put that on and we'll go to the stables and find Nelda's, huh?
Yeah, you also got that bubble thingy.
Oh yeah, I've got a tide shape. Yep. He pulls it out,
Nice.
and yeah, we'll be good. Oh, and also I've got a map, so we can look and yeah.
Even better.
All right, yeah, I'll see you guys in 5 after. And that's where we're gonna end off for tonight with the costume change for everybody.
Hell yeah.
But the stables!
Yep.
No!
Yeah, that's where we're gonna leave off for tonight. And just so you guys can see it, we have a map of the water plane.
Oh.
Man.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Ooh.
It's updated a bit since I sent it to you last week in Shadow.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
What's this evil castle?
Gee, I wonder.
It's
What
fine.
could this evil
Um,
castle be?
Yeah, anyway, yeah, we will be back next weekend, Internet.
Bye.
Bye.